But yeah, today we're going to make a new fortress, and we're going to start off in a pretty interesting spot. So this location is one that I've chosen for a number of reasons. The main one is that we've got sand, soil, and flux stone, and deep metal. So there is a chance that we're going to get steel. I mean, it's not guaranteed. It depends. You know, we might not get access to iron. But it sounds like a nice place. There's not a lot of trees. It's a sparsely populated area. It's temperate and calm. But I also wanted to embark next to some people. When I did this world, when I generated this world, I didn't do any tweaking of it. It's a very basic sort of world. But I then decided I wanted to embark next to a necromancer tower. There weren't many necromancer towers in the world. I think this is the only one in the world. In this massive world of Dwarf Fortress, or at least it's the only one I could find. So we're embarking near a Goblin civilization and a necromancer tower, which means that we should have invasions from both of those as well. And hopefully we'll be able to just build a nice fortress. We're not doing any fancy gimmicks today. We're just going to jump into it. I mean, I did have a look through here, and like they got some of these ones. They've updated it since I last played it. Liberal arts mages, useless scholars, challenge embark. But I think we'll just prepare carefully for the journey, and we'll jump into this how we usually do. So how's everyone been? Are you all been good lately? I know you must all have been terribly missing Dwarf Fortress, right? That mean person not streaming Dwarf Fortress, streaming wasting my time doing other things. God. Okay, miner. We need a woodcutter. I'll make him into a carpenter. You know what? I'll actually have him be a woodcutter, and I'm going to make another dwarf who's going to be a... No, he can be a woodcutter, and he can be like a wood crafter. How about that? I'll do that. Doesn't really matter. We get. It'll be the same as always. We're getting like 1 billion immigrants anyway, but whenever you have like a zombie tower near you, you always run the risk that you're going to be in a position where you're not going to have easy access to migrants. So like in a normal dwarf fortress, it doesn't really matter that much what your initial dwarves are doing or what they're good at, because you can pretty easily get more dwarves. You know, you've not got that RimWorld problem of like you have like these people who are very specifically good. Dwarves are very disposable, funnily enough, but if you're next to a necromancer tower, it's not hard to get in a situation where you're locked out of your own fortress, right? You've locked your fortress down, you're just waiting it out, and that can mean that, you know, anyone who enters the map, migrants for example, they just get killed immediately, or they don't even show up. So there is always that risk that we're not going to get many migrants before the necromancer shows up. So we should probably have 2 miners, because I like having 2 miners. We'll have a dwarf who's a woodcutter and a woodcrafter, and he'll also become a stone crafter as well. I'll make him do both of those eventually. He'll get plenty of experience stone crafting though. We'll have a carpenter who's also a mason. I like that combination. We'll then have 2 growers who are both growers and brewers. So we'll make you into a brewer here, and we'll make you into a grower as well. Some people, when they do these kind of starts, they like to take military dwarfs with them. I don't believe in that. I kind of feel like if your fortress is going to fall that quickly, or if you're going to have to fight that quickly, then you might as well just, I don't know, not even bother. Just hunker down and then wait, and then build your own weapons, and, you know, go out into the world. Make your migrants do it, if you get any, that is. Or rely on your... Oh yeah, we need to go into our... Oh, it's been ages since I've done any of this. Tile items. So we don't want a wheelbarrow, we don't want any of these. Or if you're new to the game, and you want to get more points for this, I advise to basically not bring a wheelbarrow with you. Wheelbarrows are dead expensive for some reason, and you can make them very cheaply, so you don't need them. Okay, so we've got all those guys here, and last dwarf. So I could be an optimist. Normally what I would do is I would have a dwarf who had a point in appraisal, And like his job would basically just be when the first caravan arrives, he has a point in appraisal, so that he can go and find out how much everything is, and that's all he really needs to have. And then everything else after that is just whatever. We could give him appraisal. We could give him appraisal and record keeping, and because we run the risk of just not getting any more migrants at all. So if we have an appraiser and a record keeper, we can appoint someone to do stock straight away. Or we could put him on something else. I think we've got everything covered that we need covered. Butchery, not really a concern. Gelder, Milker, Soaper, Lime Maker, Potash Maker. Wound Dresser. We don't really need a medic. Dwarves don't live long enough for medics. Okay. We'll make him a mechanic. I'll make him a stonecrafter and a mechanic. There we go. Yeah, he can be a skilled stonecrafter. We'll give him 1 point in appraisal though, because mechanics not something you need all the time. You basically just make a stack of mechanisms, then once you got them there, they're there. Give him some science skills. Science skills do basically nothing, unless there's been an update to the game that I was unaware of. I don't think there has been, has there? There haven't been any Dwarf Fortress updates since the last time I played. Like astronomer. I didn't even know that you could take points in astronomer at the start, but it doesn't do anything. Or at the very least, it doesn't do anything important. Astronomy is a skill that you care about when when your dwarves are a little bit higher up. Scholar skill, I should say. Scholars are basically not very important. Not in this edition of Dwarf Fortress, anyway. No, that's right, C-Space. They only affect books. The only thing that those skills do is affect books. I don't know if Tactician does anything. That might do something. But I know for a fact that like a lot of these skills are basically useless. Like you don't need your dwarves to be good poets, for example. That's not a skill that they need. Anyway, before we embark, we're going to name our fortress. Someone give me a number between 1 and 5. Doesn't matter. Just first number between 1 and 5. 3. We'll randomize the name 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Yes, that's an excellent Dwarf Fortress name. We're going to go to Hide Tombs. That's going to be the name of our fortress, Hide Tombs. We're going to be burying the graves of our dead dwarves under the mountain, and hopefully no one's going to find them. Excellent name for a fortress. Done, and I will look at naming dwarves in a moment, but we're going to tab back to our items, and I'm going to do my standard setup. My favourite animal to bring, we want to have 2 cat and 2 dog. Oh, we could just have 1 cat. We'll bring a cat and a dog each, a breeding pair of each. We want to be breeding dogs, we want to be breeding cats, and then we're going to bring some geese as well, because geese are my favourite animal to bring. 3 geese, 3 gander, and we got 14 points left. We'll dump all of those points into wine. Wait, I always forget, plump helmets make wine, don't they? So ideally we put it into ale, yeah. Okay, there we go. So dwarven ale, dwarven wine, plump helmet spawn, pigtail seeds, cave wheat seeds, sweet hard seeds, rock nuts, dimple cup spawn. I don't even need dimple cup spawn, but I'll take it anyway. Prepared eagle intestine, pond turtles, plump helmets, a load of thread, cloth, and bags and rope. We don't even really need mountain goat quivers. Like I can get rid of those. I could take like. I don't think I need a second anvil. I just need to make sure that I move the anvil inside ASAP. What I'll take instead is I'll take another cat and another. I'll take another couple dogs. We'll just get rid of a little bit of booze. Okay, there we go, and that's everything there. Let's embark. I didn't even really need to take rope with me. Oh, I need to turn off the Dwarf Fortress music in the background. God, that music's loud. You can tell it's been ages since I've done this, because this is all the stuff I would have done before. There we go. Okay, there we go. You have arrived. After a journey from the mountain home to the forbidden wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make outposts of the glory of all of Mistim Shagog. There are almost no supplies left, but with stout labour comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plough or hook. Provide for your dwarves. You were expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you, but it is spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodgings ere the dingoes get hungry. Okay, so we've got dingoes. So as you can see, this fortress is nothing on it. There's like nothing here. You can tell straight away we haven't got any mountains or anything to dig in. So basically the first thing we need to do is build a wall. That's like priority number 1, or we have a trapdoor, but ideally we want a wall. Let's have a... I'm just getting used to the controls again real quick. Get rid of that, move that over there. Yeah, we got. Have we got any interesting trees? Plum helmet, plum trees, walnut trees, maple trees. I'm only checking to see if we got olive trees. Basically, they're the only kind of trees that I would care about. No, it doesn't look like we do. Okay, but yeah, so we're in the middle of the field. We've got exactly 0 defensible positions whatsoever. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to chop down a bunch of trees. We don't even have that many trees that are near us. We just cut down all these trees, clear the whole lot of them. On the map there are some kestrels, but nothing else at the moment. We got the horse. We got a water buffalo and a horse. Kind of a shame that we haven't got like a breeding pair of. Your caravan is always bought like your caravan always comes with a horse. Well, it can come with 2 horses, it can come with 2 buffalo. Sometimes they'll be able to breed, because you'll get 2 of the same one, and there'll be a female and a male. But we haven't been so fortunate, so I'm just going to slaughter both of them very early on. I'm not going to try and hope I get a second horse or something like that, there's no point. Dwarves don't ride horses anyway. But yeah, so we'll do that, and the other thing we want to do is we want to start digging. So how are we going to do this? Whenever I have like a fortress that's like this, I usually like to channel down first. So I like to have like a channel here, and then that kind of, well, actually what we'll do is we'll make that a bit bigger, like that perhaps, and then we go down and then we start digging in here. So we'll just dig the channel first. I'm not going to try and capture any kestrels, I'm afraid. It's I've never been one for capturing wild animals. I don't really bother with wild animal training. I'm a firm believer in the fact, the idea that you can make do with geese. Geese are fine, basically. And then we're going to remove all those ramps. Okay, and then what we'll do is we'll have it like that, and then like that. So I want like a corridor down here. I'm going to try and make it look a bit nice. Maybe we'll have some pillars. Although really we don't need pillars because that'll actually, yeah, we don't want pillars there. What am I doing? It's going to be made out of mud anyway. And like the first layer of the fortress is not going to look nice no matter what we do. It's just going to be mud. I think it's raining at the moment as well. I think it's raining. No, it isn't. Never mind. For some reason I thought it was raining on our dwarves. All of. I don't know if has Avenue. I think Avenue's here. Is he? So, as far as like streaming, like miniature making, that is something that we are going to be doing. And yeah, this is soil. This is silt. We can grow on silt, or at least I think we can. God, I can't remember my keybinds. It's been so long since I've done this that my keybinds have all gone from me. So what is it for farm plots K? Yeah, if there's anyone here who's new to Dwarf Fortress, you know, feel free to ask any questions. This game is not beginner friendly at all. Yeah, that's yeah, we can build a farm plot here. That's fine. Yeah, silt. You can grow on silt. I don't know how the dwarves manage it, but they do. What we might try and do is we might try and have some above ground farms, which would be pretty neat. What we'll probably do though is we'll have a corridor that goes off to the side here. I'm a firm believer in like L-bends in fortresses. Very useful. So we'll have the dwarves stick that out there, and then we're going to have like a staircase that's just going to go down, and this is just going to be the basic entrance to our fortress. We're not going to go for anything too fancy. We don't have the luxury of having time at the moment. You know what, we'll actually, we'll have it like this. Oh, we could do that. We could do that, Ganathel. That might be something that we do. Basically, the way I'm trying to set it up at the moment is we're going to have like an airlock system. So to just kind of explain what I'm thinking a bit, we're going to have a drawbridge here, and then we'll have a drawbridge that goes over the top of this as well. So we'll have two drawbridges, and we'll then have a wall that's going to be built around this as well. So we're going to have like a 3-tier system, so that we can keep anything out that we don't want into the fortress. Because we've got zombies on this map, we're going to be building. I'm going to be building some very cheesy traps in order to deal with the zombies, as is our usual tactic. So that's one of the things that we're going to do as well. We're going to have like some zombie traps. We'll try some stuff there, see if there's anything interesting that we can do. But that's kind of like my idea at the moment. And it looks like we've got about 3 layers of dirt, and we're immediately into the pink jade. That's nice. I want to try and... Maybe we should try and make a fortress that's got as much value as possible, right? Maybe we should try and make like a really high value fortress. And we could actually have gem encrusting and orthoclase. Oh, you know, whenever I see that term, whenever I see orthoclase, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Lord of the Rings. It reminds me of the Tower of Orthanc. You know, that's the one in Isengard. The one that Sauron has. That's the name of that tower. One day I'd like to build a tower like that in Dwarf Fortress, but I don't think it's going to be today. We'll try and we'll do some dual encrusting, but for now we just gotta focus on getting the basic defenses up. So we've chopped down some wood. I'm gonna now start building a wall, and we're just gonna build a wall around the fortress. We don't want it to be too big to start with. We're just gonna make it out of wood. We got loads of wood. And I'm not like measuring it out to make sure that it's all nice and even Stevens or anything like that. I'm literally just gonna build it, and damn if it looks symmetrical or not. I just want my wall as quickly as I can. God, I think the last fortress that we worked on was Soap Fortress, Soap Fortress 2, and this brings back the memory of just trying to build, you know, the fortress out of soap and everything else. You know what? I will make it symmetrical just because otherwise it will annoy me. So on that side, it's here. So that's 3 more. Okay. Okay, and then this should be there, yeah. Yeah, perfect. And on this side as well. Yeah, it just reminds me of trying to get all that soap in, you know, and just doing it like that. That was such a pain, that was. I might one day try Soap Fortress again. I just find it hard to commit to anything like that. Like, you know, those sorts of challenges that just sometimes they can be a little bit tedious. But I would like to do it one day. I was thinking maybe it's something that I could do as like a YouTube video. So maybe do it in my own time, but maybe do like YouTube updates on it or something. The problem with like Soap Fortress is that there's a lot of waiting for things to happen, because you're just waiting for your dwarves to make soap. Orthanc versus Entrient sounds very dwarven. Yeah. The Tower of Isengard. I feel sorry for anybody who followed recently in order to watch like Sims 3 content, and then they come to this stream and then they have to look at this very ugly game. This isn't as ugly as Dwarf Fortress normally looks either, so that's also another thing to consider. Oh, we haven't actually left an entrance for them, have we? I don't really need to do that right now, but what I'll do is I'll clear that out. Okay, so whilst they're doing that, I need my diggers to go and dig. Right, so I guess this layer is as good as any. This could be where our beds are going to be. So we could have this being like a bedroom chamber. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have like a central staircase that runs the length of the fortress. But I'll branch everything off of that. So on this side we can have like bed chambers and everything on that. Maybe on this side we can have guilds and temples and things later on. I usually like to have a layer that's for workshops as well. We want that to be separated by at least a couple. And again, I have a very standard sort of idea of how I usually do my... What we could do is we could have like storerooms to this side here. So on this way, we got the storerooms over there. And then on the other side, we can have like... yeah, on the other side, we could have like the workshops and things. So this will be the workshop layer. This will be the bedroom layer. I'm kind of trying to make him look a bit... I want to make this fortress look nice. As nice as I can make it. Yeah, some Dwarf Fortress again. Sorry, let me just move stuff around on my desktop so I can see it a bit better. Oh, did my microphone go off at some point? I didn't realise my microphone was off. I've just been talking to myself the entire time, so I have no idea how long my microphone was off for. I was like talking through what I was doing and like trying to, you know how I was planning on doing things, but I guess I just had my microphone muted like an idiot. So I have no idea how much anyone heard, but, you know, hopefully you heard enough. Yeah, so I was saying before, Soap Fortress, it's interesting conceptually. Wait, why is he, wait, why is he... Give water, who's he giving water to? Is there a dwarf who's like injured or something? Shouldn't be any dwarves at this stage who are injured. We haven't got anything in the attack log. So who's he giving water to? Unless he's trying to give water to... I'm going to have them delete that thing. I'm kind of worried. There isn't anyone who's injured, so I'm not sure. Sorry, right, so yeah, the reason I panicked then was because I saw this alert. Gives water, needs empty bucket. So usually that would imply that like someone's in a hospital bed or something. So I'm like, who's injured? Who needs water? The music's just Age of Empires 2 soundtrack at the moment. Okay, right, my miners are still in buildings, so they're not actually digging anything out at the moment. So I'm just going to plan out this bridge. No one's going to be able to build them yet, I don't think. But I want like a big, massive bridge here, and we're just going to make it out of wood. So we're going to have a big bridge there, and we also want to build a upstairs as well. So we'll just build some upstairs in the corners of each of these walls. And this is going to be our first line of defense against zombies. Oh, and we can place down a trade depot just to get it get one ready. We can always move it later, but we'll have one of the dwarves build a trade depot there. Depot. I'm going to quickly open up my utilities so I can mess around with my dwarves a little bit. For some reason I can't get Dwarf Fortress to work on Streamlabs, so it's not showing. I won't be able to show you what I'm doing on it, but I'm going to quickly assign a dwarf to be an architect because I need a dwarf to do architect work. So let me just pause that real quick in the background. So who's going to be an architect for us? I mean, the carpenter can do architecture. Architecture is one of those funny skills because, like, you'd think in like any other game, when it comes to like, oh, actually, have the mechanic do architecture as well. Having the mechanic do architecture suits me. You'd think that architecture would be a really important skill. It really isn't. The only reason you need a dwarf to do architecture is because certain buildings require it. So the dwarf will move the materials there and will build it with the architecture skill. And the only thing that it affects is how valuable the eventual product is. It has no bearing on how effective it is. A drawbridge made by an architect is as effective as a drawbridge that, you know, if he's got like Grandmaster Architect versus like Novice Architect. Basically, dwarves have an innate ability to make perfectly adequate walls, but if you want them to make expensive bridges, then they need to train for a bit. Even then, I can't imagine how you would get a dwarf to train architecture, because they don't get to do it very often. It's a kind of rare skill. Alright, and now that we got this dug out, we're going to start doing some farms down here. So, usually, we don't need like a massive farm. You can sustain yourself with a very small farm. You might think that that farm plot we're building there is really small. I think that could easily sustain a fortress of about 500, if not 500, maybe 100 dwarves. So to lower raise strength, you actually want bad looking walls. Bridges. Well, rates aren't as tight on wealth as they used to be. Although they kind of are. But to be honest, it's not going to be your drawbridges that are attracting wealth to your fortress. Most of your wealth is going to come in the form of artifacts and things like that. So, unless you're making your bridges out of gold, which you can do, you can make a bridge out of gold if you want to. But we don't have the time to make a bridge out of gold at the moment. We would need to dig for gold and hope we found it, and there's no guarantee that we would. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a drink stockpile down here. So we're going to just make a custom stockpile down here, and we're going to set it to food. And we're going to block all food, and we're only going to permit drinks. Specifically drinks plant. And this is going to be that stockpile here. And then I'm going to make another stockpile kind of to the top of that. And I'm going to forbid that, and I'm going to enable this one to be seeds. And I'm just going to make a seed stockpile here. We probably don't need a seed stockpile this big. Actually, you know what? We can... what we'll do is we'll make this... Yeah, we'll have a seed stockpile. So we'll have like a small seed stockpile there. And then we'll have a slightly larger stockpile for plants. So plant stockpile right next to it. So they'll be able to put all the plants that they make next to it, and then they'll be in ready reach of the... Actually, do pump helmets go into here? Yeah, they do. Okay, they count as plants, right? Yeah, so we'll make that into a slightly bigger one there. So we got 3 stockpiles: the small one, the 3x3, the 3x4 for food. So I'm just going to control and this and make this into a booze, seeds, plants. Excellent. I'm just renaming them as well, so I know what I've put where. Okay, so we got those there. So that's like for pump helmets there, and we also then need to go down here and build some workshops. Oh, actually, I just realised something that's not quite right. I didn't make this big enough. Well, I did make it big enough, but I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to make it bigger. I've decided I'm going to make it bigger. What I'll do first is I'll build the stills, and then I'll know exactly how big I want to make it. The foundation of any dwarven society, the still, because that's where we manufacture and make alcohol. The single most important building that exists in a dwarf fortress is obviously the one that makes alcohol. Without alcohol, your dwarf fortress will crumble. A dwarf fortress cannot survive without alcohol. Second most important thing is obviously food, but dwarves are not picky about what they'll eat. They're very picky about what they'll drink. So that's why you know dwarves would rather starve to death than drink water in most cases. Alright, so they're just digging down here as well. So I've got that set up. I've got some space set up for some of the stuff on there. So the other thing that we need to do is we need to build some over here, I think. We'll go out on that along there. Yeah. So that was like that. How many is this song? Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, whatever. Yeah, we've designated a master staircase, although this time I'm trying not to put everything right next to the master staircase. But I'm sure it'll inevitably end up like that, because that's how my fortresses usually end up. But at least we'll try and do something a little bit different, hey? Okay, so that's dug down there. So they'll dig that out. And once we'll do that, so that's there, like that. Yeah, so what we're going to do on the other side is, on the other side we're going to have a room for our geese, because we got a bunch of geese, so we need to make a place for them, and we're going to get that done soon as. Oh, by the way, if anyone wants a dwarf, then, you know, the command's there. You can actually name a dwarf in this fortress, so, you know, make sure to make use of that. So Freeport, is there a particular dwarf you want? We haven't named any dwarves yet, so we've got a miner. We've got the mechanic, you know, all the usual assortment of dwarves, basically. So if there's like a particular one that you want, just say so. There isn't a goose handler. I mean, goose handling isn't... Oh, bollocks. No. Oh my god, that's awful. I designated that wrong. Look at that. How am I going to fix that? There's no way I can fix that. I guess the only way is just to make this into a really big corridor. And that at least evens it up a little bit. So C-Space wants to be a mechanic. Freeport, what do you want? What are you going for? I mean, you could be a farmer. Yeah, farmer. Okay, yeah. So we'll do the mechanic. I'll just quickly do that. So C-Space, Echo, and old Freeport, old_Freeport. I almost typed underscore then. Yeah, I've just done that off screen. So if we check the list of dwarves, old Freeport, C-Space Echo. Now that looks really terrible. I've completely screwed this up. That's fine. That's fine. It gives the fortress charm. He says, in an awful attempt to justify the horrible mistake he's made. Right. I always feel like no matter how big I make the goose pen, it's never big enough. So I'm just gonna make like a mega goose pen. I always get that feeling, you know, like I always feel that no matter how big I make it, it's never good enough. It's never big enough. My geese, they grow uncontrollably, and then it's just a complete and utter nightmare. We could fill it with constructed walls, but it wouldn't look any better. Believe me. We'll just deal with it for now. I'm gonna make a massive goose room, and this is where it's gonna be. And once they've done that, we'll start digging out some rooms for workshops, because we need to get the workshops done ASAP. So I said that this was where we're gonna do the workshops. So what we'll do is we'll dig another one of these out. And then usually the way I like to do workshops is I have a system for workshops. A lot of people will have already seen this, but I like to have a 4x3 space for each workshop. And the reason being is because if you go across like that, you see it's like... Basically, if you shift and you hold the arrow key, it moves you 10 along. So you have a corridor that's 3 long, and then there's 4 spaces on either side, so that equals 10. So when you press enter and go across like that, it automatically does that. So that's kind of how I like to do it. And we can then have that go along there, and we can mirror that on the other side as well. And a lot of people, they like to just have like big rooms that have like, you know, you'll make like a big room, then that'll be like the room where you put this kind of workshop or whatever. But I much prefer to do it this way, and I think that there are some benefits to doing it this way. The main reason is though is that well, a workshop is a 3x3 room basically, so a workshop takes up 3x3 blocks. So if we do it like this, then if any dwarves ever needed to be sealed inside a workshop for any reason, then it would be very easy to do so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully that's not going to happen. You know, I'm not saying that we do want to bury our dwarves inside their own workshops, but you never know. You never know. You never know when you're going to need to bury one of the buggers inside. So that's how I usually do things. For those of you who are curious why I'm doing it this way. And then usually I'll make like a space, and we'll just have like a space for like just like a massive warehouse basically. So we'll have a space where we'll just have you know, we'll have it ready for us to stockpile wooden things inside. Yeah, the giant spider silk lovers, the shell desirers, the ones who desperately want to go get some shells. Okay, it'll take them a while to do that though. So they should have finished digging out the goose room now. So we got this beautiful goose room, exactly the shape I wanted it to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a giant zone here. And this is going to be where we're going to send all of our geese to live for all eternity inside the goose room. And we're just going to let them breed there forever. We're going to leave them to breed. We are going to have to put some stuff in there with them, and we'll also need to put some. Well, you get the idea, but basically we want it like that. The other thing that I want to do as well. How are some of my geese inaccessible? How can any of our geese be inaccessible? Inaccessible geese? Oh, that's why they're inaccessible. Oh my god. Oh my god, they've gotten on top of the walls, that's why. So we're going to have to quickly allow... We're going to have to help our dwarves get on top of the walls. That's why we built these corner staircases. So we'll do that quickly. No, there's no goal or anything. We're literally just playing Dwarf Fortress. We should be in a fairly aggressive biome. The biome itself isn't dangerous, it's our neighbours. So we're bordering a tower, and we're also bordering a Goblin fortress. So we're very close to goblins, we're very close to that, and we've also struck native platinum already. Striking those rare metals, platinum. Now that is a metal that I like to see. I'm a big fan of native platinum. It is a very valuable metal. It's a very heavy metal. If you can drop it on top of a goblin, that is a surefire way to kill a goblin. So, something to keep in mind. Oh, and the other thing we need to do is we need to finish this upstairs as well. So, zombies can climb walls. So this wooden wall at the moment would do nothing to protect us from the zombies. Even if the drawbridge was finished, which it isn't. It wouldn't do anything to protect us from zombies. So what we need to do is we need to build an overhang around the wall. And that's why we had to build a staircase leading up, so that they could get on top of the wall to build the overhang. It's one of those weird quirks about climbing. So enemies can climb. But basically, if we do it like this, if we have like a floor that skirts around the edge, they won't be able to climb over the floor. Because they'll try and climb and there'll be a floor directly above their heads and they won't be able to get up. So that's why we need to build walls like this. It's a very easy trap that you can fall into if you've never played the game before. Because you just kind of assume, you know, well, it's a wall. You know, they can't climb walls. My dwarves won't climb walls, so why can zombies? But they can. Ladders don't exist. Well, ladders do and don't exist in Dwarf Fortress, but yeah, zombies don't use them, thankfully. Zombies can also jump, by the way. So the other thing you need to do is, right, you need to make sure that you're regularly cutting down trees that are growing next to your fortress. You don't want any trees to grow next to where your fortress wall is if you're doing a fortress like this, because the zombies can jump from the tree onto the wall of your fortress, and I've seen this happen. Before. It's a surefire way to lose everything. So again, be careful. Yeah, you can free port, but it's something that you might forget to do. If you put down a floor, then trees can't grow. But it has happened. Okay, I'm going to build a mechanics workshop. We're going to place it on top of here for now. And the reason we're doing this is because we need to have the mechanics up here just for a moment. We will later put it downstairs, but I need to get some mechanisms built. So we're just going to put the mechanics right on the surface. The mechanic is going to have a very fun time hauling rocks to his workshop, but I mean, you know, it'll make him stronger. Having all your dwarves carry stuff is not the worst thing in the world, because it does actually make them slightly stronger. So if you have your dwarves just hauling shit whenever they're not doing anything more important, then, you know, that's fine, because it'll help them get stronger. And that could eventually be the difference between them dying and them not dying. It does make a difference as well how heavy the thing is. It's not undead biome, so it's just a tower. So it is safe for us to do butchery here, and we're not going to get any poison gas clouds. But we are next to a tower, and we're next to a goblin fort. So we're going to have goblin invasions as well. So we're gonna go and start thinking about our other buildings as well. So our miners have prioritized building the upstairs first, and I don't really mind that, to be honest. I do think it's more important than digging out space. Although I wish our architect wasn't doing it, but still, once this is done, it's done, and that'll just be fine. Then we can think about building a second bridge, and then a third bridge. And then once we've got 3 bridges, all of them set up to mechanisms, we're safe. If we got time, we'll try and craft some stuff so that we can sell it to the first caravan. And we'll just try and get some food in return. I did realise as well just now that I haven't actually told my dwarves to grow anything here. So we're just going to tell them to start growing pump helmets. So pump helmets, pump helmets, pump helmets, and then pump helmets. We're not going to grow anything else right now. We might grow cave wheat later, or we might grow rock nuts, so that we can make some soap, but also so that we can, you know, eat the rock nuts as well. Earl Vomit, I'm sorry to say, but I can tell that you are a novice when it comes to Dwarf Fortress. Dwarven buildings are immune to fire. Basically, the laws of physics don't apply in Dwarf Fortress the way that they apply in the Dwarf world. There are different sets of laws and different sets of laws of physics that apply in Dwarf Fortress. Any wall that has been properly constructed by a dwarf is safe from any kind of fire. It doesn't matter what the wall is made out of. It can be made out of soap. It can be made out of ice. So long as it's been crafted by dwarven hands, then it cannot be destroyed by fire. It just can't. Because basically just because. Dwarves are that good at making walls. There are only 2 things that can destroy a wall that have been made by a dwarf, and that is a dwarf. So the only thing that can deconstruct a dwarven wall is another dwarf. Or thing number 2 is gravity. And the rules of gravity don't work the same way that they do in the real world as well either. So, you know, you can't rely on that. But dwarven walls are completely safe. Dwarves are just that good at making walls. They can make them out of anything. You can make a fortress out of... We have done it. We have made a fortress out of soap, and it will stand the test of time. It'll stay there forever. That's just how the laws of dwarven physics work. They don't operate like conventional laws of physics. Yeah, that's true. We could have the situation where that happens, but there is also another solution to that, and that is to just eventually, when we cut down enough trees, we can just cover the entire earth in wood, and then nothing will ever grow ever again, and then we won't have to worry about that. Things will only grow where we want them to grow, and we will be the masters of our own creation. Right, so that's there. I want them to start moving wood downstairs, and I'm also going to tell them to cut down more trees. I'm a firm believer in the idea that cutting down trees is a good thing. You should cut them down all the time, whenever you got an opportunity to do so. Because nothing pisses off the elves more than doing it. And I'm a firm believer in pissing off the elves. Okay, so I'm going to have 3 carpenters' workshops along here. We'll have 3 mason workshops along the opposite end. So we've got 3 masons, we've got 3 carpenters' workshops. I'm going to make 4 crafts dwarfs workshops at the top. So I'm just making them out of bloodstone. You know, it's fine. It doesn't matter what they're made out of as such. But those are going to be our workshops for now. And then we'll have a couple mechanics workshops downstairs as well. And we'll also then look at some other workshops as and when we need them. Will we have any elven dancers? Why? Do you want to be an elven dancer or what? No, I don't know. Possibly. We'll see. We are also neighbouring the elves, yeah. So we neighbour all factions. So we should have humans. We should have elves. Yeah, we're gonna be nice to the humans as always. We probably won't be very nice to the elves. Because then again, it's like with elves, it's like, what's even the point of antagonizing the elves? They're not much of a threat in this game at all. I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, there was a very uncalled for attack on your person. All right. So now that we've got this, what we can do is we can start making some doors. I'm just going to make them out of wood, stone. We'll make some stone doors. We're not going to bother encrusting these with anything. These are just utility doors. I need some doors on my goose room. And we also want some nest boxes. So we'll go down here. No, it's not. It's on this list somewhere, isn't it? Nest box. I need my first wave of migrants to show up so that I can... No, I don't want to make a leather earring. Well, actually, what I could do is I can make some rock... I can make some crafts out of wood, actually. Yeah, oh, there it is. Rock nest boxes. 1, 2, 3. So how many times? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 nest boxes there. And then we'll also make some rock crafts as well. That's just so that we have something to sell to the first lot of traders that arrive. And on this workshop, I'm just going to set up a order to make some bins. Because bins are really important. So wooden... Where is it? Where's the bin? Bin. Barrel, buckets, blocks. Oh, there it is. It's N, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so now we're going to set up our first fortification. I'm going to make a control room. So I usually like to have a room that's like a designated control room. And I like to usually have that near where our dwarves are going to be doing stuff. So because the workshop's over here, and we're gonna have like a we're gonna have like big spaces for our dwarves over here as well. So yeah, I'm gonna have like massive storage spaces here. Actually, if I do it 1, 2. Sorry, I'm just kind of thinking about how I want to do it. We'll do it like that, yeah. We'll just do it 10 across, why not? Big 10 across rooms like this. I know it's not the most elegant solution in the world, but it's a solution. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4 again. So yeah, we're going to just have like some massive storage rooms here, and they'll be able to store all the things that we want in the fortress, so it'll be relatively close to the staircase. And that's just going to be there. And what I'll also do is I'll also build a control room, like I mentioned before. So by control room, what I just mean is I just mean a room that's going to have levers in it. It'll be near to a place where dwarves will hang out. So workshops are a good location for this. Another good location would be near any kind of dining room. So we could actually hold off on it and maybe put one near the dining room. But it might be a while before we make a dining room. So I think for now we'll just go and throw one in kind of close to here. So what we'll do is we'll have it just come up the top here, maybe just have like a corridor that goes up here, and we could have the room end like here. I mean, it's a little bit far away actually. Kind of feel like this is a little bit too far away. We'll have the room come off here like this, just directly off of the staircase. Because if ever there was a room that needed to be directly off of the staircase, this would be the room. And I'm just going to make it like this, just along the sides, and we'll be able to stick levers into all the cubbies that we're making. Also make a couple more doors. You can never have too many doors. Okay, so we should already have some mechanisms. We've got a couple of mudstone mechanisms here. So once that room's been dug out, we'll then have the... It'll take them a while to dig this out. At the moment, our dwarves are not very good at mining. They have to get better at it, but eventually they'll get to a stage where they can mine this entire floor in no time flat. And we'll have more miners at some point as well, just whenever we get migrants. That could take a bit, but you know how it goes. Native platinum again. So again, we're already getting some more platinum. I don't think we can directly make platinum into a weapon. So... You know, we're not... I don't think... Actually, are you able to make platinum warhammers immediately, or is that like a... No, it can only be from artifact. So it'd have to be like an artifact. If one of our dwarves made an artifact warhammer out of platinum, that would be an excellent weapon. Okay, so, you know, that's all fine. That's all great. Just had to make sure that we're not going to cut down any trees that are over the top of anywhere. Oh, okay, so there's no holes in our fortress. Yeah, we can. We've tried that before, but every time I've attempted it, I've always failed at it. I'm not good at those kind of things, but you can definitely do it. It might be something that we try again. Maybe that's something I just need to practice first outside of this stream. Like maybe try it on my own terms. But yeah, that is definitely something that you can do. Okay, so we'll place the first lever, and I'm just gonna place it right there. I think so. I'm not sure actually. Like one thing you gotta keep in mind about trading goods is that there's like a carrying capacity in terms of how heavy things can be, and I know that they're coins, but hey, speaking of which, the first wave of migrants have arrived. The first wave of migrants is like hard-coded, so it's you will always get at least one wave of migrants no matter where your fortress is located. So we've had the first migrant wave. Let's have a look and see what kind of brilliant dwarves have arrived in our fortress. I'm going to quickly just open this up in my view here. So we've had 6 new dwarves arrive. 1 dwarven child, so that's 5 dwarves that are actually worth anything. We've got a carpenter. Good. A spinner. What's this? A woodcutter. Oh, that's nice. A weaponsmith who is a... Oh, now that's what I like to see from my migrants. I like to see it. We love to see it. We love to see it. We love to see it. This weaponsmith here, he is a... Let me just hover over this real quick. Oh, come on. A legendary weaponsmith. He's a legendary weaponsmith. So we're already winning as far as migrants are concerned. It doesn't matter what other kind of trash came in with this wave. A legendary weaponsmith. Now that's the kind of thing that I like to see. Who else have we got? We also, the final dwarf. It looks like we just got another woodcutter. This guy's got some skill in farming and wood burning, which again is like whatever. This guy actually, one of these woodcutters is a decent, well, he's an adequate cook, and he's done a little bit of fishing. We'll reassign these guys in a moment, but that's what we got to begin with. So that's a decent wave, I'd say, if only because of the legendary weaponsmith. You don't get those every day, you know. So I'm very pleased with that. I'm very, very pleased with that. All right, what soundtrack am I going to put on next? Yeah, this will do. Probably a were zebra or something. Well, we're not going to get a were zebra today, so or at least not for a little bit. The most recent patch actually made were zebras and were beasts a lot less common. Or well, they still happen, but it takes a longer time for them to show up, so they don't happen as early. But we'll set up the usual Oh, he's created a master workpiece almond woodbin. Excellent. But we'll set up the usual guff in order to stop that from happening. So I'm just going to make one big stockpile here that's going to be for wood. That's going to be a wood stockpile there. And then this one's going to be the same again, but for stone on that side. So that they've got easy access to stone, easy access to wood. Relics wants to be a dwarf, and Orlov wants to be a woodcutter. I'll make Orlov one of the starting woodcutters that we had. Because he's probably going to be the guy who actually does woodcutting. So Orlov can be him, and Relics wants to be any dwarf of my choosing. Well, actually, I'm going to have to appoint an administrator. So, Relics, I'm going to make you the spinner for now. But Relics, you're going to be the manager. I'm going to make this guy into a manager. Also, I think this music's a little loud. I'm going to turn it down a touch. Alright, cool. I am, of course, going to name the bookkeeper after a certain person, because I always name my bookkeepers after a particular person. But he's not here at the moment. He's never actually here for any of the streams. But, you know, he's the perfect guy for any of these events, so yeah. Spurdo wants to be the useless dwarf kid, and I think Voma said that he wanted to be something as well. Okay, let's do that. So the useless dwarf kid can be Spurdo. I don't even know how old the kid is. I'll just check real quick to see how old he is. He might not be that young. Maybe he'll grow up soon. Oh, 4 years old. Okay. Well, if the fortress lasts for another 10 years, then you'll be able to do something. Okay. And Voma wants to be another dwarf, preferably crafting something. Okay. We'll make... You know what? We've already got a mechanic. We don't have any masons who've got names yet, and masons tend to craft a lot. So we'll make the carpenter crafter guy into you. Von. Well, yeah. I'm just doing this all off to the side. That's why you can't see me doing anything. Probably end up dying and causing tantrums. Yeah. Whenever I have an inn and then there's a fight in the inn, the children are usually the ones who die first because they're always in the pub getting drunk at 4 years old. I think actually if we have a check on the child, we can probably see it's what's its we can find out what kind of alcohol she likes. She absolutely hates oysters. She likes flasks, pigs for their snouts, goblin cap for their stunning colour, the sound of the chants of incense, and the sight of the saturnity of adoration. You prefer potato wine and llama's milk, which is a very strange combination. I mean, if dwarf children arrive and they're like 13 years old, that's fine. Actually, I think they become adults at 12. I think when they're 12 years old is when they're able to actually do stuff. So I don't mind it so much when they're that young because it doesn't take long for them to actually start contributing. But when they're 4 years old, you know, there's not very much hope for them, really, is there? If this fortress lasts long enough, then I'll put you in the military, Spurdo. That's what I'll do. If the fortress lasts long enough, that is, you'll have an excellent military career. Okay, so I'll make a furniture stockpile here, and then down below we'll make maybe we'll make like a small gem stockpile. Just not that we're gonna have gems really, but we'll make a gem stockpile anyway. And we also want to make a finished goods stockpile as well. So I have a stockpile there for finished goods. And we also need to have like a stockpile for bars as well. So we'll have one here for bars. Well, I mean, you know, if you survive that long, then I think you really need to do a service back for the fortress, and fighting a zombie would definitely be a service for us. An even bigger service would be successfully killing a zombie, but that's probably a bit too much to ask. But you never know. We live in hope. This is Medieval 2 Total War soundtrack. Okay, I'm usually quite generous to my dwarves, I feel. You're going to see my generosity in a second. But I like to give them 2x2 bedrooms. You're probably thinking, wow, how could anyone be this You know what? You know what, right? This is going to be a wealthy fortress. I've already decided that this fortress is going to be a wealthy fortress. We're not going to give them 2x2 bedrooms, no sir. We're going to give them regal rooms that only the finest dwarves in all of dwarfdom could ever hope to have. We're giving not 3x2, we're giving them 3x3 bedrooms. That's right, you heard me correct. 3x3 rooms. The height of dwarven luxury. 9 tiles for them. Obviously, some of the tiles will be taken up by furniture, but 3x3 bedrooms. We're going all out on these dwarves. These dwarves are going to live the life of Riley. We're going to live them, you know, they're going to be in absolute luxury. Luxury. Back when I was a young dwarf, we used to have a 1x4 bedroom, or even a 1x3 bedroom. That's enough. That's enough space for a bed, a door, and a cabinet. That's all you need. I mean, you know, but we want to make valuable beds. Look at those bedrooms. We're being real decadent today. I don't know. They'll be able to stand in it. At the moment, we got 12 dwarves, I think. So this should be enough bedrooms for everyone. 7 plus 6, so 13 dwarves. So we'll be 1 bedroom short. We'll just quickly. Just quickly throw on a couple more. We're gonna have more. We'll have like a massive migrant wave, the first wave. After the first wave, the second wave is usually massive, or at least in my experience. So we'll prepare for that by just having lots of space. Oh, you think this is spoiling them, Brelix? Just you wait. Once we've made the bedrooms, right? We won't do it immediately, but I also intend to engrave all of the bedrooms as well. Not smooth, engrave. Every dwarf is going to have an engraved bedroom. You're probably thinking, madness, how can anyone do such a thing? We're doing it. Your dwarf will be able to sit in their bed and stare at the ceiling where there'll be like an engraving of a goblin killing another dwarf. Probably, you know, they'll probably be in a bedroom with an engraving of a goblin killing themselves, and they'll get to look at it all day. Yeah, the sheer decadence. Okay, but other than that, like, what else is going on? So yeah, we've got 13 dwarves. We have to also make some manager bedrooms. Not manager bedrooms, we need to make some manager rooms. We could just have them off of the control room, so we could have them, like, pop up here. We'll even give the managers a good room. Normally I give the managers tiny little rooms, I'll give them fancy rooms. The manager and the bookkeeper. Oh, I always give, even when I'm not being nice to my dwarves, I always give my dwarves a cabinet because I hate it when they leave their clothes on the floor. I always give my dwarves a cabinet. I am a firm believer in giving them cabinets. Just because it's like, I know that it's the height of decadence, but at the same time, I just hate seeing them with clothes on the floor. Like when they leave all their rotting clothing outside, oh my god. Then again, what's always nice is to make a stockpile for clothing, and then you sell the rotting clothing back to the elves whenever the elves show up. Hey elves, I will buy your tiger. You know that tiger you got in the cage? I will buy that tiger from you in return for several thousand pairs of rotten dwarven socks. Now, that is, you can accept the trade, or alternatively, you can give me the tiger for free. So what's it going to be? You know, those are the choices. God, they're going to be hauling for ages. I need to give these stunties some wheelbarrows, otherwise they're going to be hauling for a long time. I know I didn't take any with me, but we'll just quickly make some wheelbarrows. Always make wheelbarrows. It just massively reduces the amount of time that they're spent hauling rocks. Don't ever take wheelbarrows with you, but always make wheelbarrows. It's a hell of a useful thing to do. Alright, has he installed the mechanism yet? No, he hasn't. What's our mechanic up to? Our woodcutter. He's a woodcutter mechanic, and he's also a. Is he the expedition leader? No, the expedition leader is one of our miners, actually, I think. Yeah, I think he's one of our miners. Yeah, he's one of our miners. So, I don't know which one. Oh, our mechanic's at the bottom. I can't believe I couldn't see him on the list. Oh, he's eating. Ugh, useless sod. Oh, the stockpile should automatically use bins. I don't need to tell them. Depending on the kind of stockpile, they'll automatically be assigned bins. So this finished good stockpile here has a max bin capacity of 33. I know that this stockpile has loads of bins in it, but that's actually just because this is the furniture stockpile, so they get stockpiled with furniture unless they're actively being used. Although actually, I do need to set wheelbarrows, don't I? Alright, so they're digging these out. So the other thing that we need to do now is we need a table and a couple of chairs. These table and chairs are going to be for our managers. So we're going to have them set up in the little rooms that I'm making for them up here. Just above where the control room's going to be. So we'll just have them do that first. I have a feeling that is my mechanic also my cross dwarf? I can't remember what else my mechanic does. Oh, my mechanic's drinking now, apparently. Sea space. Oh, you're gonna go make rock tools. Autumn has come. Yeah, you're making the nest boxes, aren't you? I'm gonna suspend all these tasks because I need the bridges done. Bridges are more important than nest boxes. I don't think that you can get a zombie attack in your first year, but I don't want to test the theory, or at least I don't want to. I want to be prepared just in case. So I'll suspend all those tasks. Yeah, just suspend all those tasks, and then that way he can go and he'll actually focus on building the mudstone lever, which is what he needs to do. And then once that lever's been built, we can tie it up. We can set it to all that good stuff. Okay, so the lever's done. We link the lever to the bridge. Doesn't matter which one we use. Any mechanism will do. And we're just going to control N, and this is going to be outer wall bridge. Okay, and then that one is going to be linked to the outside of the fortress, so that we know that that's there, and we've given it a name so that we won't forget what that lever's for, because I've done that in the past. I'm very bad at placing levers and then forgetting what they're for, so that's not going to happen this time, or at least I'm hoping it's not going to happen this time. And let's make sure that they got their chairs in the little rooms as well. Alright, there we go. Okay, so let's appoint the first noble in the entire fortress is going to be appointed today. And I believe I said that was going to go to our spinner, Brelix, who's going to be our manager. So he's going to be the one who's going to tell all the dwarves what to do. Or at least he's going to give them all their construction tasks. So that's a very important role. We just need to wait until that chair's been placed, and then we can give him his manager's office. Look at that, you get a little manager's office, Brelix. Isn't this exciting? You will spend most of your time in here. What I tend to do is I don't give my managers any tasks other than managing. Maybe I'll let him do a little bit of I don't know. Maybe I'll let him do a little bit of rock crafting on the side. But you are now a manager, so your job is to manage primarily. So, you know, have fun with that. You know what? I'll make him a butcher. He can do some butchery. I'll make him a butcher. No, actually, I don't want him to do that because. Oh, actually, no. We do need to have a butcher for something first because whilst I've been talking, 2 of our animals have been starving to death, so we need to butcher them ASAP before they starve to death and make them into meals. Okay, so we're going to make some workshops along here. So this is going to be, we're going to have just some kitchens, basically. You know what we could do? I know that I kind of screwed this up, but we could have this being like a stockpile for food. So that dwarves can get up here really quick and just grab any food that they need. That might actually be an idea. So we could have that being like a... Permit. No, I'll just make that into a general food. Yeah, I'll just make it into a general food stockpile. And I'll just... general food there. I'll get rid of seeds out of this, though. Forbid seeds. Yeah, okay. There we go. There we go. Now there's a reason for it to be so hideous. We don't have any necromancers yet. It's a little bit early for necromancers. Maybe we'll get some. Who knows? So much responsibility. Well, we do need a little bit more responsibility in this fortress as well, and so that's why we're going to appoint our second noble, and I'm going to name him after a very special person. Very special person. And he's going to be... I'm going to take one of these woodcutters. I don't really need a whole bunch of woodcutters. I find that one woodcutter is more than enough woodcutters, you know? So we're going to make Locum here. I'm going to rename that to Dr_Nietzschram. And I'll commit that. And then we'll go to our noble screen over here. And our bookkeeper will be Dr. Nietzschram, Mr. Nitro himself. And, oh, I also need his settings. All counts accurate. And there we go. That one's going to be for him. Alright, so this mechanism's set up. So now we can place the second mechanism, which is going to be for the next bridge that we're going to build. So we'll place that there. Oh, the outpost liaison has arrived, and a caravan. No, just special isn't special. Speaking of special, we have got a lot of kittens right now, and we probably need to butcher some of them. So, we want to have a kitchen. What I'll do is I'll wait until they finish. Oh my god. There we go. Alright. We'll have a kitchen. No, that's a carpenter's. Kitchen. Which one's kitchen? Kitchen is not W. No, not T. I know that butcher's is U, so I want a butcher shop here. Put another butcher shop here. And then kitchen is Z for some reason. So put one of those there. So once we've got those butchers set up, we can butcher some kittens. Oh, and we have also got another guy who's not really doing anything. I'm going to make him into a rock carver, a rock crafter. There's nothing in particular that I want off you, so that's fine. But yeah, what we'll do is we'll go here and We'll grab our... so we've got another woodcutter. I don't need him to do woodcutting. I'll keep him on woodcutting for now. He's also a farmer. He doesn't need to do farming. We've got plenty of farmers. We've got 2 farmers. It's more than enough. But what I want him to do is I want him to do wood crafting and stone crafting as well. So he can get to grips with both of those. And he can learn how to do both of those things. Okay, so we'll unsuspend all these tasks. I wanted to make some crafts first so that we can sell them to the dwarves who are here. Maybe get some good stuff in return. In terms of our goods as well, we've got plenty. We haven't really got much of anything at the moment, so if we can get someone to go and craft some stuff for us that we can then sell, that'd be excellent. It's not going to be very high value stuff, but you know, anything's better than nothing. I always love seeing what kind of junk they make because sometimes they make interesting stuff, and you never know, right? You never know what they're going to give us. In fact, have we got? No, he's taking his time. Oh, we haven't actually given anyone any beds yet. Do we want to give them bedrooms, or do we want to wait until we can actually do some engraving first and then give them bedrooms? Maybe they can only get beds. Maybe we will make encrusted beds, but we don't want to make some beds that we're not going to use. Right? Of course not. That'd be ridiculous. Right, so I just saw him move some crafts over here, so let's have a look and see what's inside this. A mudstone amulet, and a mudstone scepter, and a mudstone earring. 11 earrings can be worn in each ear. Yes. Yes, sleep on the floor until our needs are met. What I'm actually looking for is figurines, because figurines, they work the same way as like engraving. So sometimes they'll make figurines of things that are interesting. This is a finely designed image of Stralir Containcride the human, and Ushmal Manglefroth the Gleam of Adventure the Hydra in Mudstone by Sea Space Echo. Ushmal Manglefroth the Gleam of Adventure is striking down Stralir Containcride. So it's a figurine of a human being killed by a Hydra, which is apparently something that happened in the history of this world. Good grief. That was made by yeah, so they'll make some of that. Farmer gives. Why trying to give them? I think they're trying to give water to animals that are starving to death. I think that's what they're trying to do. But there's no buckets available, so they can't. That's fine, though, because we're going to butcher all their animals anyway. Alright, so we're going to set up an order here to prepare easy meals, and we're just going to set this on repeat. Actually, we'll cancel that. We'll do it through the manager screen. So, new order, easy meals, prepare until we have 100. We'll also then go over here to our kitchen tab. We don't want to cook any plump helmets. We definitely don't want to cook any seeds. Other than that, that's fine. We don't have any drinks. We're out of drinks, so we need to start making some drinks as well. So we'll set up an order for drinks. So brew a drink from plants. Do that forever. Never stop brewing things from plants. I just want as many of those as possible. Alright, but yeah, so let's have a look at our animals. So in terms of our animals, we've got a lot of livestock actually. We got a water buffalo. We got 2 water buffaloes. We could trade. We could actually. We got a female one. Is another one here? Oh, they're both female. I'll butcher both of them. Sod it. Sod it. Water buffaloes, you're getting butchered. Oh, and some more migrants have arrived. Excellent. Just when we're out of food and out of water. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go here, and we're going to go to our animals tab. We're going to set the one of them's brought a baby alpaca with them. There. One of them's brought a pet bird with them, a keet. So we're going to butcher this yak cow. Going to butcher this. Going to butcher this. Just butcher all those. And we also have an extra dog from somewhere. I'm not going to butcher the dog, so dogs are useful. Yeah, butcher all those. Alright, but whilst the traders are here, what we can do is we can move some goods over to here. So, we'll move that bin full of those crafted goods that we did. And then, oh, I also need to appoint a trade broker as well. We are just going to make our... Well, actually, yeah, we're going to just make our C-Space into our broker as well. So we're going to request that he attend at the depot. And one of our dwarves should then move that bin of crafts that we made earlier. They'll just pick it up and grab it and take it to the trading depot. And our broker is currently drinking, so... and he's currently eating. Yeah, there we go. We've got plenty of drinks now. Well, not plenty, but we've got drinks, I should say. It looks like we've had a really small second wave. Let me just check and see how many arrived. Only 4 people arrived in the second wave. We got 2 legendary woodcrafters, which is interesting. They're also woodcutters. Again, we got 3 bloody woodcutters. So 3 more woodcutters arrived in this wave, but 2 of them are legendary crafters, which I'm very happy about. One of them is an animal trainer, another one's a trapper. I don't need any of those things done. Animal care, turn that off as well. Soaping, we got a soap maker. Have we actually? No, he's a woodcrafter, and the final guy is an animal caretaker. Animal caretaker, you sound like a prime candidate for military work. I don't think they're vampires, or at least it doesn't look like they're 100 years old or anything like that. It's a bit early for vampires, I think. There we go. So we're currently making some biscuits over here from our prepared intestines. It looks like no one's actually assigned to do... Is no one actually doing the butchering? I think it's because we've only got 1 butcher. Oh, actually, I don't have anyone assigned to... No, I do. Brelix, but Brelix is... Yeah, Brelix is preparing the meals, so he can't do any butchery at the moment. We'll assign... You know what, Brelix, you're going to come off cooking duty. I'm going to make Thob here, the guy who literally just arrived. Thob can be my new chef, so I'll have a dedicated chef that way. I know that's gonna, no doubt. The Sims Fantasy expansion is going great. Yeah, we're just getting all the skilled immigrants today. Like, we're actually getting skilled immigrants today, believe it or not. Like, you know, this is incredible. I'm going to need a second butcher, actually. You know what? Yeah, actually, Brelix, you can do that as well. We'll have both of you do cooking and butchering at the same time. Because, like, one of you will prepare easy meals and the other one's actually going to butcher. Oh, yeah, the trader's here. Let's trade. So, yeah, we'll just trade them all of these figurines. We don't want to trade them the rope. I need the rope. But I'm going to trade them this junk that I got here. It's not worth very much, but we'll get a couple of things. Okay, they got a ram, they got a goat. They got barrels, they got buckets. I really just want some beer, really. I don't really want much. Maybe if I can get like another anvil, then we have 2 anvils just for safety's sake. Or maybe I could get some. You know what? I'll try and get some cheap food. We can get some food that we can't otherwise get, so we could get some. They have a. Hold on, look at this. This is a bismuth bronze wheelbarrow. It's encrusted with rectangular claystone cabicons. It menaces with spikes of well-crafted aquamarine. That is a very menacing wheelbarrow. A spike-covered wheelbarrow made out of bronze. As much as I'd love to buy that, I cannot afford it. Yeah, I'll just buy some cheese. Just buy some cheese, why not? Why, do you think I should try and... by the time I get enough money to get that wheelbarrow, they will have gone. Although, maybe if we can get some more crafts, we can get that wheelbarrow. What have we got in here? Oh, these are just all the rough gems that we got. We don't have any gem encrusters, do we? And these are... Oh, actually, that figurine's there is worth 125. Oh, actually, no, it's not. It's only worth 30. It's 125 for everything in that bin at the moment. It sounds like a Skaven vehicle. Yeah, kind of. Well, tell you what, if we see a wheelbarrow that good again, we'll buy it. In fact, we'll try and we'll make a better wheelbarrow. We'll make a wheelbarrow out of platinum. How about that? Okay, so I'm actually gonna set someone to be a let's set someone to be a gem guy. We're gonna start with some gems, right? So we got this guy. He's literally the only skill he's got is like an adequate woodcutter. Woodcutting and gem cutting, they're pretty similar things, I would say. So let's get him to work. And someone followed or something. I didn't see who that was. Oh, thanks for the resubscription, Bass. Well, you know, you'll be able to watch the VOD. So you'll be able to catch up. I'll try and upload this to YouTube as well. So I'll hopefully put it on there and then you can watch it on YouTube. I'll put it on YouTube. I'll put it on YouTube just for you. I don't usually put stuff on YouTube because I always feel like people don't watch on YouTube. So I don't usually find the time for it, but I'll put it on YouTube for, just for you, Bass. That won't help, but thanks. Okay. Yeah, sewing down a tree, crafting a gem, they're all pretty similar sort of things. Finally, those bloody calves have been butchered. Oh, we should also have a leatherworks as well. That's a point, because like if we're going to butcher stuff, we need to have a place for leatherworking. So we don't actually have anyone who can do any leatherworking right now. I'll just appoint a temporary one. Or maybe we can gem cutter. I mean, this guy's like a butcher and a cook. He can also do tanning and leatherworking. And we'll also get relics on those things as well. I mean, they're not stuff that we need to do all the time, but you know, so long as we've got someone doing those, that'd be great. I need to upload all the Sims stuff to YouTube. I haven't uploaded anything after the first video from The Sims 3. I've got it all. I've got it all saved on a hard drive. I just haven't uploaded it. But I don't really know if anyone cares if I do. I kind of feel like people did watch the stuff I put on YouTube when it's like Dwarf Fortress, but for anything else, no one watches it. So I kind of feel like unless someone desperately wants me to put it on YouTube, then I'm not sure that I really need to. I mean, maybe someone will at some point. I'm going to cancel these tasks, and we're just going to set up a new task here, which is going to be to nest box. You know what? We'll make them out of wood. We'll make 10 of them, and that'll give our woodcrafters something to do. Jewelers, so we can cut gems, and we got pink jades. I'm not sure how many of each kind of gem we got stocks. Let's have a look and see. A, B, C, D, E, F, G for gem. Oh, it's not here. God, it's gonna... rough gems. It's under rough gems. We got the 24 pink jades. So we'll go with jades then. Let's cut all these 24 pink jades. Pink jades. He's not going to be very good at it to start with, but, you know, he may as well start somewhere. And I don't think pink jades are worth very much anyway. But, you know, if he starts with pink jades, then he can kind of go from there, right? So, you know, we got citrines. Where are the pink jades? Oh, there, gem. Yeah, base value 6. They're not worth very much at all, but you know, pink jades, whatever. We'll just have him learn on pink jades, and then we'll have him encrust some stuff over here. Now, there's not an easy way to tell a dwarf to encrust a particular piece of furniture. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a new stockpile, which is just going to be down here. And oh, that's an activity zone actually. That's not even a stockpile. We're going to build a custom stockpile over here. And this is going to be a furniture stockpile. And then we're going to search here, and then we're going to go for bed. And we're going to put a stockpile for beds down here. And then we're going to go over to this furniture stockpile, and we're going to change the settings on this. And then we're just going to get rid of beds, and we're not going to put beds in that for the time being. So the reason I'm putting the stockpile here is that this one will have beds in it. So jewelers crap there. Yeah, so you get the idea, right? So you'll have those there. And we'll then have this here. And what we can do is we can actually link this stockpile. We can link this workshop. Actually, I want him... So he's got 2 workshops here. I'm going to quickly... this workshop here, we're going to set this workshop to... Sorry, it's just taking me a while to sort this out. So work orders. I don't want this workshop to take general orders. This gem stockpile, I don't want it to take finished gems. I only want it to take rough gems and rough glass. So block, but permit rough gems and permit rough glass. Right, and then this workshop over here, we change the settings here so that it takes furniture and it also takes gems, but it only takes finished gems. So any gems that have been cut will go into this workshop here. Then this will be linked to... So I need to link it. I always forget how to link these things. Oh yeah, there we go. There you go. Okay, so it will give from there. So basically, they should, in theory, only use that workshop. So if we then set an order for us to make beds, right, and we'll construct 20 beds, they should, in theory, only put the beds into that one stockpile, and they should then, in theory, only take gems from that stockpile as well. So when they've actually put some cut gems into there, then they'll move them into the correct stockpile, or at least that's my hope. Has he like screwed it up or something, or have they put it in this workshop to start with? Well, maybe they have a chance to break it or something when they cut a gem. I don't actually know. Actually, I'm just going to check that on the wiki real quick. I just want to check how that works. Okay, no. I mean, I guess he could be turning them into crafts or something. Oh, there we go. Actually, yeah, I can see them. There's some in the workshop. Right. So, yeah. So here, we got this here. So, there's some really cheap cut gems. But the gems, right? The gems. Any gem is a gem. It's not raining zombie blood, but there are zombies. So you got that much right. It's a fortress that's near a It's one that's near God, what am I saying? It's near to a tower. It's near to a necromancer's tower. So it's close to a necromancer's tower. So that should mean that you know, they'll go there to you know, we'll have zombie invasions is what I'm saying. But it's not itself a haunted biome, so we're not going to get animated dog tallow. But we might get, maybe we'll get zombie dogs, who knows. Speaking of dogs, actually, I've forgotten to do one of the things I usually do. We'll put a dog here, why not? So one of the things that's really useful to do is when you're making your fortress, you want to set it so that you have like dogs at the entrance to your fortress. It's a really important thing to do. It can help you a lot in the long run. So I'm just looking for a chain. So we got on some rope. We'll just put a pigtail rope right at the entrance to our fortress, and we're going to put a dog there and unleash it to that chain. Okay, so we're running out of barrels as well. I'm actually going to have them make some rock pots. We'll have them make 100 rock pots just as a generic task, because they can use rock pots in order to make those with furniture. Although, to be honest, maybe we could just use barrels. We could just make barrels instead. Make wooden barrels. Let's just make 100 barrels, sod it. We'll use as much wood as we can. Again, just as a way for us to piss off the elves as much as possible. I don't think he's done this task yet, has he? So, encrust furniture hasn't been done yet. They've constructed the beds. He's still constructing, cutting the pink gems though. It's taken him ages to do 6 gems. God, I hope he hurries up. Yeah, I butchered a bunch of animals earlier just because I couldn't be bothered to take care of them. It wasn't that like I couldn't take care of them. It was more just that I couldn't really be bothered. So I just killed them. I know that sounds awful, but that's just how it is in Dwarf Fortress. It's like, yeah, I could set up a shelter for them. I could set up a quarry for them to go and sit in and be happy and nice to each other. But also, I don't really want to. So I'm just not going to. Oh, dog puppies, yeah. We've already got some dog puppies. Although I'm going to wait until they become actual dogs before I butcher them. Dwarves live off a diet of mushrooms and dog puppies. That's basically that's like what an average dwarven diet consists of. It's dog meat, puppies, and cat meat, and vegetable pump helmets. That's what these dwarves are going to be eating for a lot of their time here. My miners aren't really doing anything useful, so I'm going to have them start smoothing out some stuff. Just because I already have them set to be engravers, so they should just start smoothing that out, and then they'll gain some skill in smoothing. Well, they do need to eat. You know, a dwarf cannot live on beer alone, but if they could, they would. But they do enjoy some food. Okay, so wait, hold on. Okay, actually, I just thought of something. I'm I'm going to put another... so this is going to be dual outputs. Okay, and take from this workshop. Okay, so the reason I did that is because I don't want them to put the bed back into the first storage place, because if they do that, then there's a chance that they'll then encrust the same bed after they've already done that. Okay, yeah, I want them to take from links only. Okay, there we go. So we got our first bed that's encrusted with gems. This is an exceptional almond wood bed. On the item is an image of 3 2-grain wheat in pink jade. So that's going to be our first bed in this fortress. So we'll put that in the first lucky dwarf to get a bed. Because we're only going to give them beds if they got gems on them. That's what I've decided. I know I said I wasn't going to start with any stupid gimmicks, but I guess we're going to do stupid gimmicks. We're going to try and diamond encrust as much stuff as we can. So, yeah. The first bedroom, we'll just go to whichever dwarf is lucky enough to claim it. I think that's how we'll do it. Stupid gimmicks are great, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I just kind of went into this though. I was like, oh, I'm not going to do anything specific. I'm just going to kind of go with the flow a bit. But, you know, we'll have... Who's the first dwarf to get a bed? It is Orlov here, the manager, sleeping in his bed.
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for the raid, Fish Lips, as well. Yeah, Orlov sleeping in his bed made out of almonds and gems. He's been very irritated at work lately, probably because there's no dining room. We should probably make a dining room. But why would we make a dining room that wasn't encrusted in gems? That is the question. So we probably need to make some gem-encrusted furniture for our dining room. I mean, it doesn't help that we've only got one gem maker at the moment. Oh god, I can't believe I've ever said that. I don't think I've ever said that in my entire time in Dwarf Fortress. I've never been in a position where I'm like, oh, it's a shame I've only got one gem cutter. That has never happened to me before. That is a completely new experience. You got to understand, like... I mean, are there any dwarves who are just not doing anything? I mean, we could always have Nitro do some as well. I mean, he's our clerk, but he could always do some gem cutting as well on the side. That way we can kind of speed things up a bit. He's not always going to be, you know, working it up, so I'll let him do that as well. I'll let Nitro have a little bit of fun. Just so long as he does stay on top of his clerking duties, then it's fine. Got plenty of food, decent amount of drinks. Oh, by the way, the dwarves are eating biscuits at the moment, so they're eating biscuits. Yeah, you can see here they got biscuits. Lots and lots of biscuits. Because I don't, you know, those are just easy meals. I'm also going to set my kitchen actually, so that on drinks, I don't want them to cook with drinks. So dwarven wine, don't cook with dwarven wine. I wish I had biscuits right now. Yeah, I can understand that. I can definitely get behind that. So, Fish Lips, if you're still here, what were you streaming before? Were you doing something good, or also I just quickly need to put some more music on, don't I? Oh no, there's still music on. It's just a lull in the music. There we go. Oh, we got another bed. A second bed. Oh, two beds, actually. So this bed has got... this doesn't have an image on it, but it's encircled with bands of Braille Let Cut pink gems, so I'll put that one in there. And what about this bed here? Well, I didn't have a chance to look at it, did I, before I placed it? I'll just look at it in a second. Here's another bed. Just emerald cut pink gems, so, you know, not very... Not very... Jade, sorry, not gems. Yeah. Some of these beds are a little bit better than others. Fishlips are streaming DDR? Ah, okay. Cotton candy, do not get ahead of yourself. We're not ready to visit the circus just yet. Thank you very much. Sunaj, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Alright, let's make some more bedrooms. So this is a bedroom here, and a bedroom here. So we've got 4 bedrooms. And I'm just kind of curious to see if there's anything carved on this bed, because I didn't get a look at it before. Nah, it's just got hanging rings of finely crafted pink jade. Okay, so only one of them's got an image on it so far. An image of wheat. A jangling bed, so relaxing. Alright, so I want to make some more doors, so mudstone... I'll make some more doors out of mudstone, I guess. It doesn't really matter, does it? Do we have any better rock than mudstone? Mudstone does not sound appealing. It sounds like... I don't know, it just sounds like such a cheap rock. We got gneiss. We can make some gneiss doors out of gneiss. Maybe we'll do that. So, you can see here we can construct, like, let's say 20 doors out of rock, but we can actually set their conditions. So we can set it so that we construct doors out of gneiss. Gneiss, or however it's pronounced. I have no idea how it's supposed to be pronounced. We've got another willow bed here, trillion cut pink jades. This one's got... Oh, this one menaces with spikes. I don't know if I would want my bed to menace with spikes, but I guess if you're a dwarf, then, you know, fair play. We'll get the military eventually. Don't worry. We'll get there. Brew drinks. We want to track the brewing drinks. That's all good. We could start growing some other crops as well. We did talk about doing like an above ground farm maybe. Winter is upon us. We've only got one of our 3 drawbridges done, which is actually a little bit of a concern. We should get the other drawbridges done. Do we have any hostile neighbours? A couple. Couple of hostile neighbours. Maybe a couple. Alright, let's get some more drawbridges done. Maybe just a couple of them, you know. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about at all. Elves, goblins, humans, and I think humans actually. I don't actually know if we got human neighbours. I think we might be missing humans. I think we got everything but humans. I don't want to check because checking the world screen lags you to hell and back. So I'm not going to check right now. But at the moment, I'm pretty sure we got one of each. But we might have, we might not. We might have more than that. Okay, so make these into bedrooms as well. So this one's assigned to C-Space. He's got a bedroom. Oh, Dr. Nitro and Brelix are apparently... I didn't even know this, but Brelix and Nitro are married. And they're sharing a bedroom. How nice. And Spurdo here, the Dwarven child, has managed to snag themselves a bedroom, despite the fact that Dwarven children shouldn't even deserve to have a bed. They're Dwarven children. They don't do anything. They just take up space in your fortress. Are you feeling a lot of psychic pain from that one, Brelix? Yeah, children can claim bedrooms for a very long time. Just be right back. I'm just gonna grab a drink real quick, okay? Oh, okay, that's good. Sorry about that. I just really needed a drink. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we finished cutting all the gems, so we should now have... How many beds we got now? Whilst I was gone, 3 more beds were made. We'll just place those for now. Looks like they are getting more and better. How are our gem cutters doing in terms of skills? Doesn't look like either of them have gained a point in gem cutting yet. They're both just dabbling gem cutters, dabbling gem setters. Although one of them's almost made it up a tier. Takes them a while to do gem cutting, it seems. That's a skill that maybe is a bit difficult to learn. Yeah, as far as I know, they've been able to do it forever, but I don't know if maybe I'm mistaken. Perhaps they haven't been able to do it forever and I'm just wrong. So once we've done all the beds, I'm going to then start encrusting doors. And we also need to do some... the other thing we need to do is cabinets as well. Or did I already do cabinets? I don't think I did make cabinets. Cabinets out of rock. Make 20 of those, and we'll make those out of gneiss as well. Keep cutting the gems until you love it. I mean, they finished cutting the gems, so unless we've got some more gems, I will check our stocks, but as far as gems go, I think we don't have that many yet. We got 5 tourmalines at the moment, so we would need to try and carve some out. I guess if we were to start digging out a dining room layer, like we could dig out a dining room layer on this layer here. Although I don't really want to have a dining room in mudstone, because again, like a dining room that's just made out of mudstone, it just doesn't appeal to me. So I'm going to make the dining room be a little bit deeper under the ground, and we'll then dig up. Have it like that. Needs carpentry. There's no carpenters available? Oh, they're constructing bins and things. Yeah, because we set them to make that. Let's suspend that task for a quick sec. Oh, I can't, I can only remove the task. I can't, just 1 workshop max. We'll put 1 workshop max on that. Put 1 workshop max on there, and, that way they're not going to take up all the workshops. And then if we got 3 carpenters, then 1 carpenter should be 3 to do the other things. Although I think we've only got 1 carpenter at the moment. Oh no, we got a master carpenter. We got a legendary carpenter, I remember now, and we got 1 other carpenter, Earl von Vummer, who's just the mediocre carpenter. I shouldn't say mediocre, but let's be honest. I'll make these 2 guys carpenters as well, for the time being. It's just the name of it. It's just the name. It's not a very impressive name. Oh, and we found the caverns as well. That was very fast caverns. Oh god. Okay, so our bedroom is 1 layer above the caverns. Yeah, don't bother keep digging down this, like, way down here. Just cancel all those dig orders and get back upstairs. I'm gonna cap this off. I'm gonna cap off access to the caverns as we usually do. What we'll do is you know, doing like that. But still, that's a very high. That's not a very low caverns at all. That's like it's very high up caverns, I should say. Still, let's get them on that. Is there anything dangerous in the caverns? Wait, why is the outpost liaison still here? Oh my god. I'm going to incorporate the cavern. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build the I'll build the dining room right next to the caverns. Oh, an axe dwarf is visiting. Not that there's anything to visit, but hey. Yeah, we will put some stuff next to the caverns and stuff. I'm gonna try and incorporate it into the fortress as much as possible. But for a gremlin. Oh, I didn't chain a dog up, did I? I didn't assign a dog to that. Where's the gremlin at? Oh, the gremlin fled into the caverns? Minus the detailing walls on there. Okay, I'm just going to tell them to stop that for a moment because I need them to dig. I need them to stop smoothing walls and dig. It's more important that they dig right now than finish smoothing all the walls. We'll finish placing the beds though, for sure. Encrusted with square, brilliant cut gems. I mean, these gems, some of them are getting better. Not really got any gems that inspire confidence though. Like, none of these seem to have any images on them. Oh no, this one's got an image of 2 toy boats. Hanging ropes of pink jade. Only one of them is menaced with spikes. Okay, this is pink jade that has been cut into an image of gems. So it's pink jade that has been shaped to look like pink jade, basically. Which is, you gotta say, that's a fantastic job you've done, Nitro, there. And with the creativity, really creative. Toy boats, cut gems, amazing, I love it. Yeah, eventually we'll be able to make a really valuable Okay, so the reason I did this is here. So this is going to be where the new staircase goes. You can see here. Actually, this will breach the fortress as well, won't it? No, whatever. We'll just make this into downstairs then. No, into upstairs. Ah. Yeah, so what I want to do is I want to just cap the floor here so that nothing can crawl up the staircase. And we're basically just going to put some stones over the top of it so that they can't climb up it anymore. Like that gremlin that was in our fortress but got out. Or like this large rat. It's just a large rat in there. What a mundane creature to find. Just like a big rat. Okay, there we go. But yeah, so they can get up and they can get down, but basically nothing should be able to get in or out of the caverns now. Just the way that we've done it there. And I did say that I would build some stuff over here. So what we'll do is actually we'll just dig this corridor out this way, maybe. There is I'm gonna have to cover a few more couple bits of stairs. All right, maybe I don't have to actually. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we'll just have it like that. So they shouldn't be able to get in or out of the cavern there. But we can build a dining room down here. It'd be a nice place for a dining room. So I'm not sure exactly where we're going to build it. We could even actually have a well that's going to be connected to this cavern water here. So if we go down far enough, we can even have a well underneath it, right? So it'd be kind of it would be kind of tricky to do. No, it wouldn't actually. There's a good place for it here. So if it was here, we could have a well inside of it. That would be fairly straightforward to do. So if the well was here, yeah, here. This is the perfect spot for it. Yeah, there. So just so I don't forget where I'm talking about there. So we could have a well that's here. Yeah. I'm thinking about it in my head whilst I do it. So we could have like a spot like this here. We can have like pillars around the outside of it. I'm thinking like that. So the well would be here, right? And then there would be like a dining room around the well. We would also obviously make the well so that nothing can crawl up the well into the dining room. I mean, you have to make sure that you're doing these things properly, right? You don't want to have anything nasty get inside your dining room because you've put a well in the middle of it and you've forgotten to close off the well. You know, what kind of idiot would let something like that happen? Certainly not me. I certainly would never do anything like that. I've definitely never accidentally made a fortress where stuff can get inside your fortress unexpectedly. Never, never, ever. Never have I ever. Okay, so we can do it like that, and then in the center we can have the well there. And we can kind of make this a little bit fancier around the side. Okay, I'm just going to quickly switch the music over again. I have to be kind of careful because on some of them I've been copyright struck before. That's why I don't use this. That's why I don't use the Stronghold soundtrack anymore, because I got a copyright strike on it for no reason, and I still don't know why. I'm just gonna go with the Anno 1404 soundtrack. That'll do. So this next soundtrack is the Anno one. God, that still rubs me up the wrong way that I got a copyright strike on a video game soundtrack. And it wasn't even for a song from the video game soundtrack. It was from like. It's like falsely claimed by some Turkish music that sounded nothing similar to the soundtrack song at all. Okay. So we're doing like, we'll do the insets along the side. I like to do it like that. That's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Made this into a big access corridor, but we'll have like pillars. So we'll have like a pillar there and a pillar there, maybe, or. I don't know, maybe something like that. Not really feeling it, to be honest. Oh god, why is that taller than the other one? There we go, they're both the same size now. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we can have it like that. right? And we then need like a storage room. And we can also have so one of the things you can do is you can have rooms that I guess you could say people rent. They don't really rent them as such, but you can build guest rooms for people to use. So you can have like in this case we would have it like this along here, right? You can have guest rooms, and we could have some just run along here at the top, and these rooms will just be for people to come and rent. So you can have people like monster hunters come to your fortress, and they can rent a room in your fortress before going out into the brave world, and I don't know, fighting zombies or dying on the way here. You know, the typical stuff. You know, you can have like goblin dancers show up, and then they just cause big fights because everybody hates them. You know, it's a really nice little feature, and I love having a tavern. So I don't want to just have a dining room. I want to have a tavern. So I think having a tavern down here would be pretty cool. So we could have some rooms along here where people can eat. I'm going to do it this way instead. I know I just... You know what? I don't think that really disgusting tavern dwellers deserve to have a bigger room as the dwarves in the fortress, do they? Let's not get too crazy here. We need to maximize space. We don't want to... You know, space being used by tavern dwellers... No, you don't get to live in the kind of luxury that my dwarven citizens will live in. You can sleep in these tiny little holes. That's far more appropriate for you. But so we'll dig it out like that, and then it's right next to the caverns. We'll have room for a well as well. So I'm just going to set that up by channeling that there. Like that. Yeah, perfect. making the magma fortress, getting which tile is impassable yet. You know, just Dwarf Fortress things. Speaking of Dwarf Fortress things, we should be done with all the beds now, right? Pretty much all the beds. I think there's like one more bed that needs to be done. But we have enough beds for everybody now, so... That bed menaces with spikes, that's the bed for me. So every dwarf should now have a bed, although that's obviously not going to last, because as soon as we get the next migration wave, things will obviously change very rapidly, and the situation will once again necessitate making more beds. But the other most important thing is that we're now building an inn, and we'll be able to have our dwarves go to the inn to drink. Oh, if anyone here ever tries to do Vampire Fortress, by the way, a pro tip for you. Vampires will never ever drink from a... they'll never drink from a... Vampires will never drink alcohol. It's just one of the things that they won't do. Or at least they won't voluntarily do it. So that means that vampire dwarves, they become very, very, very slow because they're upset. And the reason they're upset is because they never drink any alcohol. So one way that you can get around this is by making a tavern. Because in the tavern, the innkeeper will give them alcohol, and then they'll drink alcohol. So if you ever try and do a Vampire Fortress, make sure that you build a tavern, because it will get around that fact. Because it just means that they'll be able to drink alcohol. It's not the most efficient way, but... I just noticed that, yeah, because, okay. Yeah, tavern force feeding them alcohol. It's a practice as old as time itself, but it does work. They will do it. So you know, if you ever find yourself in that situation, it's just one thing to consider. So yeah, we've encrusted all the beds now. It doesn't look like we found any gems in the garbo that we dug out. I wonder if there are any gems in here. I mean, I think they spotted some citrines in the cavern, so on the cavern walls, we can... we struck orthoclase. Yeah, so we just struck more citrines. Kind of boring gems, but there you go. We haven't struck any metal in a while, other than platinum, so hopefully we are going to find some other metal. Yeah, taverns haven't really been a thing for as long. They're a somewhat new feature. Only somewhat new, but they are somewhat new. We got 17 dwarves at the moment, so their beds are covered. We got enough beds, but you know, only 17 dwarves. What I'm going to do is I'm going to build an access so down here I'm just going to build an access tube. And then this will be a way for them to get into the well, but more importantly to get out of the well once I dig it. But we're going to make sure that the well is going to be closed so that stuff shouldn't be able to get into the well. So we'll dig that there. Channel that there. Right, and then we dig that all the way to there. Like that. We don't dig it in yet, we're just digging the path to it. And then what I think we'll do is we'll channel. We'll use a channel. Nah, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. But what we need to do is we need like a grate. So we just need to make any kind of bar, really. Or actually, we can do like a floodgate. We'll make a floodgate out of rock. Doesn't matter what we make it out of. Just any. Oh wait, did I accidentally set us to make infinite rock floodgates? Let's not do that. Hey, we got some leftover gems. Why don't we set the floodgate to have a gem on it? We'll make a floodgate and we'll encrust it with some pink jades. Why not? It's never gonna be seen by anybody, but just the fact that it's there, right? It's gonna be How are they still encrusting things? I thought they already finished that work order. There's like... Is there? For some reason none of these got cleared. Okay, I'm just going to remove that. Okay, so... yeah, we'll have them... So I'll have them put the furniture here, search for not beds this time. Enable that. Search this for floodgates. So floodgates go in there. We need to mess about this with that there, do we? Yeah, there we go. We know it's there in our hearts. It's all that matters. Yeah, precisely. And it also gives us, it also gives them a little bit more experience at gem setting, which is something they need to get better at. Yeah, so it's not going to take us very long either. Is that actually someone? Is actually someone making the floodgate though? I guess maybe the priority is not very high. Okay, I'm just going to set this to one workshop for each of these, and that way they shouldn't all be in the same workshop. I hope. Then again, I think the manager has to go change the orders on that, doesn't he? Ah, right. It'll get done when it gets done. Although I'm not sure why... Oh, have we run out of gneiss? I don't think we have. Oh, yeah, it's not in there, is it? Maybe it's just taking them a while to get gneiss from wherever they're getting it from. No, it can't be. So what? Why aren't they making it? Why aren't our masons macing? Why aren't our masons macing? Because our mason... We only got one mason and he's too busy making barrels at the moment, that's why. I mean, we got... Our C-Space isn't doing anything, so C-Space can go do some masonry. Probably got more than enough barrels, to be honest. I'm going to cancel the barrel task. Yeah, we'll remove that task for now. Don't need to be making barrels all the time. No, it's just because we only had one person assigned to do masonry. So, it just took a while because of that. And also because he was assigned to wood crafting, so he's making barrels instead of doing masonry. Speaking of which, we need to cut down some trees as well, because we're running out of trees inside the fortress, so I want to get all this wood cut down before the zombies show up. We're not going to get anything in our first year. You don't tend to get things in your first year. But, there's time for something nasty to show up soon. So you can see here, this guy's moving it over to make a door. So he's gonna make a nice door. And our broker's there. This guy's moving all the way up here. That's why I tend to make them move stones when they're not doing anything else. I mean, this stockpile is full of mudstone at the moment, so it's going to be full for a while. But at the very least, it means that they won't have to move as far to get stone later on. But yeah. The more that they carry stone, so the better they get at it. It's the skill that they increase. Well, I mean, they have a strength value, and that goes up the more that they do things like that, so that's what I'm getting at. Maybe we should make some platinum tables. Although, actually, I know from experience that tables made out of platinum take a very, very long time before they can be placed. But we could actually get started on that. We could get started making some, like, metal. We've already got platinum. We don't have access to any others at the moment, but there's nothing stopping us from doing that. All we need is a furnace, right? So we would first of all need a furnace. So I think that's under... Yeah, under E. So we need a wood furnace first. So if we were to get like a couple of wood furnaces and pop them both there, and then we need a smelter, and we can only have one. We can only have one smelt. Well, we can have multiple smelters. We'll just have one for now, and then the last space we can throw in a metal crafter's workshop. Metalsmith's Forge, and we'll place that last one there. We've only got one anvil, so we'll have them do that there. But yeah, we'll have to keep digging if we want to find some more metals, which we will do. We'll do that. But for now, I think we'll get our miners back on smoothing duty. I want all these rooms looking pristine. They've all got individual beds, so that's going to make them happy. They're all going to have excellent bedrooms. But we need to get some tables in here. We're going to need some chairs in here, and we're going to need some statues in here. What's a tavern without statues of our glorious conquests, right? I mean, there's not much point in having a tavern without statues in it. So that's obviously something that we need to do. All right, so he's finally making the floodgate. Okay, and can we link this cavern up now? Yeah, okay, so the other bridge is done. So that's the second bridge that I wanted to build. So those are the two most important bridges. I was going to build a third, mostly just for redundancy's sake. But for now, those are the most important bridges. So this one we'll name the Inner Fortress Bridge. So that one is once that's been linked, that will, that's all the protection that we need from the outside. We can close the fortress down. Nothing can get in. Nothing can get out once we've closed it. We'll be relatively safe from anything that would seek to slaughter us outside. But that's as and when it happens. Hopefully, it's going to be a while before any zombies show up. But again, zombies. Oh, he's making a floodgate. Has he actually finished that floodgate, or is he? Oh, someone's moving it. Why isn't this task being recognized as being complete? Is it because it's like... Well, I don't know. I don't know why. Yeah, they might end up making two floodgates. I know they've already made a floodgate, and someone is moving it. Like, I can see on here. Someone's made a floodgate, or a mudgate. Only worth 10, base value of 10. That's nothing. Our fortress value, our created wealth is 28,601. So we really need to work on that. Okay, there's the floodgate anyway with the X on it. And we will then go to our jewelers, encrust with that, and encrust furniture with that. And hopefully that should mean that they will go and encrust that floodgate. We'll just have to keep a close eye on it to make sure that they actually do. And there's the second floodgate that they inexplicably made. But hey ho, we got two floodgates. We can encrust both floodgates. Wait, is that another floodgate? How many floodgates have they made? I mean, these two mudgates are worth more than the other mudgate. Should we encrust all three of them? You know what? I'm tempted. Yeah, sure. Why not? We'll encrust all three of the floodgates because they're there now. We may as well. Yeah. I'm not sure why they made three of them when I only wanted one, but I'm not going to question it. Mudstone is pretty easy to get. It's not like we're running out of mudstone. Tard Ushan Iguk, the human spearman, is visiting. God. Humans showing up in the fortress is a recipe for disaster. More often than not, like, something terrible will happen, and then because the humans are here, you'll close down the fortress. They'll get pissed off at you because all their clothes are rotting off of them, and then they'll eventually starve to death or go berserk, and maybe take out a couple of your dwarves whilst they're at it. Goblins, by and large, make better citizens in a Dwarf Fortress as well. I mean, and the only reason I say that is because, at the very least, goblins are the same size as dwarves, so they wear the same set of clothes as dwarves. So any clothes that you make for a goblin would also necessarily fit a dwarf. Okay, so we've got some floodgates anyway, so now we can set about installing the floodgates and doing everything else. So what we do is we go down here and we then set up... Well, we'll set up the floodgate here. It doesn't really matter which one. I think one of them's more... Which is the most valuable floodgate? We'll put the least valuable floodgate down here because it's the least impressive one. We'll save the slightly more valuable ones for elsewhere. Oh, and it's spring. That means the bloody elves are going to show up soon. Well, we can try and trade with the elves anyway. We'll sell them. We'll just make some more crafts out of, I don't know, rock. We'll make some more crap out of rock for them. Let's make 20 rock crafts in preparation for the elves. I don't want to steal their stuff just yet, so we'll just trade with them for the first year. I don't actually remember whether this floodgate is up at the moment. I'm just going to test it. If the floodgate is up, then they should be able to access that. Well, if it isn't up, then they shouldn't be able to access that wall. Yeah, I think it is up at the moment. Okay. So when it's a red X, then it's up. Okay. So I'll just put another. I'll put another lever up here. It doesn't matter how far away the lever is from the actual floodgate. Just so long as you know you've set it up properly, that's fine. Oh, and what we'll also do is, in order to make sure that we're going to get plenty of water in here, I'm just going to dig this out like that. Just have like a kind of like a chamber here. So water comes in through here. It fills up that space, but it also will obviously cover the tile with the rock on it. So that, you know, that should be fine. Where are our mining dwarves? They're detailing floors and stuff. Okay, yeah. I mean, that'll take them a while. I'll cancel that again. I don't want them to do that whilst I want them digging. Digging's more important than stone. Than as important as smoothing stuff is, it's not as important as digging. Digging it takes priority, I'm afraid. So we'll have them dig first, or at least we'll let them sleep and then they can dig, right? Okay. We've got a fair few humans here. A couple of humans here. The outpost liaison is still here. He's decided to stay. I don't know what it is with outpost liaisons. They just turn up and then they never leave. It's like this is the Hotel California. Except, you know, you would think that eventually they'd want to go home, but they just stay here forever. I don't know what causes it, but it's a really common occurrence. You'll just have your outpost liaisons show up. And then they'll never go. They'll never leave. So yeah, he's just here now for all eternity. And there's not much we can do about it, but hey ho. Okay, so this is here. You know, you can see that they're digging this out. I'm just going to quickly test this to make sure that my suspicions about the floodgate are correct. Yeah, okay, so they can't access that at the moment because the floodgate's not up. So we go back down here, and we go to our lever, which hasn't been put up yet. I'm guessing because our mechanic is busy doing other things. I'm just going to quickly tell my mechanic that he's not allowed to do masonry or stone crafting. Because I just desperately need him to go. I just need sea space to go and put this lever up. It's more important. Okay, we've made the metalsmith's forge. We don't have anyone who does smelting, and we don't have anyone who does wood burning. Now, the legendary weaponsmith that we have, he doesn't have any other skills. So his only skill is weaponsmithing. I may as well just set him to be our general metalsmith for now. Eventually, we'll get someone who's hopefully like a master armor maker, and maybe like a master furniture maker. But you know, he's a master of weaponsmithing, so he can do some wood burning as well, because we just need to, you know, we need to get some charcoal, right? So I want to get some charcoal. Ideally, I want to get some charcoal before the zombies turn up and make it difficult. So yeah, that's a priority. So he should be able to do that. He's been set to do those things. He hasn't actually done anything since he's shown up because he's not had a job until now. So hopefully he'll go and do a job. Though it doesn't look like he's actually decided to yet. Is it actually wood burning? I can never remember which bloody one it is. I mean, I set him to do furnace operating as well. So he should go and make that furnace. C-Space has become a broker. Is it furnace operating? Oh my god. Can't be. I mean, he's not gone and done anything. Is there a smelting one? There's furnace operating, which is, I don't know what. I don't know what furnace operating is. Furnace operator. Just gonna quickly look it up. Okay, so wood burning. So, I mean, he should go and make the actual... He should go and make the actual, Oh, it needs masonry. Ah, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Right. So, they need masonry first, and the Gnai stores are still being made. I'll let them finish the Gnai stores task. I'll actually stick him on masonry for the time being as well. Because, again, he's not really doing much. I did have C-Space do emergency masonry, but I'll have the weaponsmith do emergency masonry as well. Speaking of which, yeah, he's gone off to construct a... construct a wooden floodgate. Why are you constructing floodgates? We already have more than enough floodgates. Cancel. I have no idea why those extra floodgate tasks came from, but whatever it is, I think I've cancelled them all now anyway. Right, so other than that, we should now have the lever been set up for it. So this lever here, this is going to be Control N, Tavern Well lever. Tavern. And we're going to link this up to a floodgate, which is F. And there's only one floodgate we can link it up to, so they'll just go and link that up now. Oh, I should also set up hotkeys. So this hotkey is already set up there. I should also set up the rest of my zoom keys. Because at the moment I press them instinctively, but they're not actually set up to anything yet. So we'll set up some hotkeys here. So this hotkey can be for F2. We'll make this into zoom here. I will name this one entrance hall. Or we'll name it entrance, I guess, because entrance hall is too long. This ugly one here will be F3, and we'll name this to farm. We'll zoom that here. This one here, F4, that will be zoom here, and we'll name that to workshops. This hotkey here will be F5, we'll name that to dorms. Zoom here. And this one here will be F6. Zoom here, and we'll name this one Tavern. Okay, right, so that should F1, F2, F3. Yeah, okay, perfect. So that's all set up there. So if we go to F6, we might actually catch... Ooh, we might actually catch him going down here to set that up, or he might have already done it. Nah, probably take him a while to do, won't it? Yeah. So that way we can just kind of get a quick glimpse of everything that's going on, and, you know, they'll be able to set everything up. And we can watch them, all the dwarves going about their business.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks to Anachronismus. Sorry, I have no idea. I have no idea if I pronounced that correctly. But thanks for the follow anyway, I appreciate it. Oh, Tacticon, sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat there. You want to be in as Eurus McTacticon, okay. Is there a particular job that you want, Tacticon? Is there like a particular thing you want to do in the fortress, or are you happy to be any dwarf? I mean, we've got a legendary weaponsmith who doesn't have a name yet, so I think he really needs a name. Although at the moment he's not making any weapons. Soon he will be making weapons. Furnace operating is... I looked it up on the wiki just when I was talking to myself before. Furnace operating is when they smelt stuff. So like smelting bars of iron, for example. Wood burning is making charcoal. I need both of those things doing. So we can have both of those tasks. But that's the difference between the two. So furnace operating is specifically when you use a furnace to make bars of iron. Or, you know, bars of anything, I guess. But yeah, you get the idea. Okay, so where is our mechanic up to? What's our Mr. Mechanic up to? Our broker. He's got no job, so that must mean he's finished then, right? Must mean he's finished, and I didn't see him do it. Yeah, he looks like he is. Okay, so we pull this lever here. Well, I don't think those are the kind of bars that you smelt, right? Like, I'm not sure that counts. Okay, so you can see here, we clear that, and then this is now open. So now we can dig into the side of this cavern. And then water's going to come pouring in. And so we're just going to let the water pour in. That's fine. We want it to pour in. You have to have a supply at home. You have to be prepared, don't you? You have to have some just in case. Yeah, so we let the water pour into the reservoir, and that way we're gonna have, you know, it's going to be a-okay. And then we got a well in the center, so we got a nice little well that our dwarves can drink out of. They've got access to this beautiful cavern water. So if they ever run out of beer, which my god, there's no chance that they will, but if they ever did manage to run out of beer, then they got access to beautiful cavern water. And let's also butcher some animals. There's a stray horse here. Let's butcher that for a start. And a reindeer cow. Let's butcher the reindeer. I mean, this is great. Everything's going so swimmingly at the moment. Nothing's gone horribly wrong. So I know that the next time I stream this, everything's going to go horribly wrong. That's how it usually goes. The first stream starts off really well, and then I upload it to YouTube, and I'm like, hey, we're starting a new series. And then the second episode is, hey, the first series is over because I died. So hopefully that's not going to happen this time. Although we need to make some fancy doors. We haven't encrusted any doors with any gems yet, have we? Yeah, this isn't going to flood. I know it's not going to flood for a fact. The water won't rise higher than the level it's already at, so it shouldn't flood. If you go over here, this is empty space. So we're just basically waiting for it to settle, and then we're going to pull the floodgate, and then that way. We could pull the floodgate now, actually. It doesn't need to be all the way up to 7, but I might as well just wait until it's at 7. Wait for the thing to fill up. Although it's taking a sweet time to do it, so maybe I'll just close it now. Sod it. Yeah, let's close it now. The most important thing is that we got that there. We're going to need a block of some description, and we're also going to need some buckets. So let's get some wooden buckets. Let's get 20 wooden buckets? How many bloody buckets do I think I need? I'll just go get 5 buckets. Bucket. We can make it out of... We can make some platinum buckets. Oh my god, I want to do it. Let's make some platinum buckets. Totally unnecessary. But we'll have a bucket made out of platinum. We'll make the chain out of platinum. We'll make a block out of platinum for it to be on. We're going to make an entire well out of platinum. The most extravagant well that's ever been created by anyone. Oh, and migrants have arrived as well. And yes, I am getting messaged on Facebook. It's like the first time in ages that anyone's messaged me, but there you go. How many dwarven children? Okay, let's actually pause. How many dwarven children are we gonna get? How many dwarven children do you think we're gonna get in this wave? Okay, right. Before I unpause, I can see how big the wave is, but I want you guys to take a guess on how big the wave is going to be. Let's do a little straw poll real quick. We're gonna do a little bit of a straw poll just whilst the game's paused. Viewer interaction. That's how you get ahead on Twitch. Manage polls. Oh, we'll do a prediction, actually. Let's do a prediction. How many children in this wave? We'll go from, like, I don't know, 0 to 5, and then 5 or more. Yeah, you'll have. We'll give you a minute to decide. Got it. There we go. Hopefully, I've done that right. So it's either, well, it's 0 to 5 or more than 5. There you go. And I should say 0 to 4, but we'll do it 0 to 5, or that should be 6, of course. But yeah, it's 6 plus, not 5 plus. This is the first big wave that we've got, by the way. But I'm not going to tell you. You know, you'll have to guess for yourself. Alright, let's see. Hot pot recipe will come eventually, I'm sure. Eventually. Alright. Okay, so I'll reveal how many dwarves are in the wave first, right? So I'm just going to have a look and see who voted for what. So some people... So Jake says there's going to be more than 5 or more kids. Did anyone say that there's going to be less than 5? Anyone? Who said there was going to be less than 5? Who said there was going to be less than 5? I'm sure somebody here did, right? Nah, I can't see anyone. Oh, Bass. Literally just Bass. Okay. Bass, how would you feel if I told you that there are 23 dwarves in this wave? 23 migrants. How many kids do you think would appear in a wave with 23 migrants? Oh, Bellcat's laughing. Bellcat's laughing. You know, I say 23 migrants, and he thinks, yes, of course, 23 migrants. That means that there must be loads of kids. But guess what? 23 migrants. Only 2 of them are children. This is unprecedented. This is completely unprecedented. Like normally, normally this many migrants would mean like 20 children easily. But no, only 2 children in this wave. This fortress only has 3 children in it in total. We've had 3 waves of dwarves show up, and only 3 kids in total. So yeah. Yeah. So yeah, there you go, Bass. Congratulations. Also, it doesn't look like we've had any good dwarves in this wave. No dwarf in this wave has a skill higher than 2 in anything. And by the way, dwarf skills go from 0 to 20. So all of these dwarves are pathetic in everything. We've got a trapper, a ranger, a weaponsmith, an animal dissector, a trapper, a ranger, a cook, a miner. A miner's pretty good. I'm happy to have a miner. I'm immediately going to set him to be a mason. No, to be a stone detailer. Miners are good because they bring their own pickaxes. That's one of the reasons why they're good. They bring their own pickaxes with them. We've also got a couple of fishers. We've got some peasants. I don't want any rangers, so I'm going to turn all ranging off. Ranging is basically to go outside the fortress and try and kill the wildlife. It's not usually a good idea. So I always turn that off whenever I see it. None of these dwarves didn't really have any skills that stand out to me, but that's fine. So we got a load of blank slates. How old are the kids, by the way? So we got 2 kids. One of them is 10 years old, and the other one is 3 months old. The 3-month-old baby who often feels envious of others. Okay. A little bit young for feeling envy, right? Yeah, well, we got a lot of... we're going to have a load of citizens arrive. It'll take them a while to arrive off the map, but I know for a fact that there are 23 of them. Because when the migrant wave arrives, they all get generated, and in Dwarf Therapist you can see exactly how many there are. So that's what I'm checking to see. Okay, so the drawbridge has been raised again, so this should now be up. Yeah, so yeah, that drawbridge has been raised, the floodgate's up. So we've got 20 kids, 20 dwarves, new dwarves have arrived in the fortress. That means we're going to need 20 more beds, which is a hell of a lot of beds. We've got 21 dwarves in the fortress in total. Well, no, it's going to be 40-something dwarves when they've all arrived off the map. They're arriving very slowly. I hope that they arrive before like anything else arrives on the map. It'd be very unfortunate if, say, some other things arrived at the same time as them. Then we might have 0 children in the wave. No, families don't share bedrooms. Actually, no, that's not exactly correct. Married dwarven couples share bedrooms, but kids don't. But it's because I don't know exactly how many dwarves are married to each other, I'm just going to assume that none of them are. Even though probably a few of them are. But it's always good to have some spare bedrooms, you know? It just means that next time you get the wave, you have to do less building because you've already built the capacity. And, you know, we're going to get loads more dwarves than just this. This is not going to be the last wave that we receive. Unless something nasty happens, obviously. But you never know. You never know in Dwarf Fortress. It's one of those games, ain't it? This isn't RimWorld. You know, that's one of the things that's nice about Dwarf Fortress. You have the luxury of just being like, oh, this dwarf is envious because his bed is smaller than some other dwarfs. I literally don't care. You were 100% replaceable to me. Only a handful of my dwarves are irreplaceable, and you're not one of them. So get to the back of the line. You know, you're dealing with much larger numbers of people, so it's a very liberating experience. Oh yeah, unfortunate accidents also happen. I mean, unfortunate accidents happen in RimWorld as well. Oh no, I accidentally removed his eyes. He was in bed. He was in a hospital bed, and then my scalpel slipped and his eyes fell out. You know, those sorts of accidents happen in RimWorld. Unfortunately, dwarves don't know how to do surgery yet, so that's not a Dwarf Fortress 1. I've never done anything like that, Tacticon. I mean, it'd be kind of interesting to do someday, but I've never streamed anything like that at least. So I've never done it on stream. I won't say that I've never done it before because I've played this game so much that I kind of forget what things I have and haven't done. But I've definitely never streamed it. Making dwarves breed. Good luck with that. I mean, they do tend to, actually. It's not uncommon. It used to be a lot more uncommon. It used to be very... I mean, dwarves spend less time... actually, we haven't built any temples yet. We're probably going to need to soon. Dwarves used to spend a lot less time... like, hanging out. They used to have a lot less time to hang out and stuff. And that meant that they couldn't do things like... they couldn't do things like get together because they weren't, you know, they weren't hanging out with each other, so they couldn't, you know, they weren't getting together, and that meant that dwarf children, well, it just meant that dwarves in your own fortress wouldn't tend to have kids as much. There did used to be a patch where it was less common, Bass. But for the dwarves in your, I'm not saying like dwarf kids were uncommon, like they were still plenty common. It's just that you didn't tend to get them in your fortress as such because they just wouldn't marry. Like the dwarves that came pre-married, they would have kids, but you wouldn't have marriages. Okay, well, God, it's taking a while for these new arrivals to arrive off the map. There's one of the miners, Feb Carryrack. His name is Feb Carryrack. Yeah, 29 so far. It's going to be a lot more than that before all said and done. Oh, that's still a problem. That is still here. That still happens. Vommer, that still happens. As far as I'm aware, that's still a thing. Unless it's been an update that I'm not aware of. As far as I'm aware, though, that still happens. Oh! Okay, one of our migrants has been taken by Fey Mood. Okay, so we've got our first migrant. We've got our first strange mood as well. So let's go and see what kind of workshop he's going to claim. He's a migrant, so I don't actually know what kind of labours he has. He's a ranger normally, but it's a Fey Mood, so he's not possessed. So he's going to become a legend in whatever it is he decides he's going to do. No doubt he's going to make something god-awful. Oh! Crafts Dwarf Workshop. Oh, he wants bones? Oh no, we've got bones. That's fine. Yeah, we got bones. Because we slaughtered a bunch of junk. It's going to be a craft, I know it is. Okay, what's he actually taken? Oh no, this is going to be awful. He's going to be a bloody legendary bone carver. This sucks. I hate it when this happens. Oh man, legendary bone carver. Here we come. Anyone want to take a guess on what it's going to be? Anyone want to bet on it? What do you think it's going to be? It's a reindeer bone. That's all we know. He's got a reindeer bone. Bracelet, ring. I think it's going to be a. I think it's going to be a totem of some description. Like you can crack. I think he got a skull. Has he got a skull? No, it's just a cow bone actually, so it's not a skull. So yeah, it's probably going to be a bracelet then. He's got a stack of 14 bones, but we'll see. Whilst he's doing that, why don't we get some more beds done? Okay, so instruments in Dwarf Fortress are randomly generated. So it could be an instrument. It could actually be an instrument. But the thing is that instruments are developed by... What? Cybrek Roverdesan, Ranger, has created Oshos Geththirst, a reindeer bone bed. He claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Zon Heimlion. Okay, fine. I'll take it. I'll take it. I mean, it's not worth very much for an artifact, but it's an artifact bed. It's worth 2,400. It's worth more than any other bed that at the moment. This is a reindeer bone bed. All crafts worshippers of the highest quality. On the icon, on the item is an image of 2 bayberry bush trees in reindeer bone. Yeah, I'll take it. I mean, you know, it's better than a flute for a start or anything else. I mean, the one advantage that a bed has is that he can't, you know, they can't steal it. So, who is it who had the mood then? I'm trying to look and see if their skill, what skill increased because of that. Yeah, there we go. He's a legendary bone carver now, which is amazing. Obviously, I'm very happy for him. I mean, we don't have any nobles or anything, so I'm gonna save the bed until we got a noble, and then we'll put it in their bedroom. But at least for now, whatever, you know. I mean, it's not the... Okay, so it's not the worst skill. And what I mean by that is that, like, we could make him a bone carver. Now that we've got a really, really good bone carver, we could just make him a bone carver, right? And we can carve bone crafts, and we can sell them. And they'll be worth a lot, because he's so good at making stuff out of bone. So, yeah, we'll just have him make stuff out of bone. What can he make out of bone, actually? I mean, you can make helmets and things out of bone, but I'm not going to. Bone bolts. Probably not a good idea. Just have him make bone figurines. Why not? Just do that forever. We'll have that. You know what? Right. He's a legendary bone carver. He can just be on bone duty. Just him. He's the only one who's on bone duty. But we're just gonna have him make figurines out of bone for the rest of his life. I mean, he's earned it, right? He's earned the right to just sit around all day making figurines out of bone. And he's made the first artifact. It's a bone bed. It also has a nice wood. You can see here. It's got a nice white sprite. So yeah, not too displeased with that. We can use it. It's a bed. It's functional. Give him a nickname, Mr. Bones. Yeah, we could do. Let's go with that, Mr. Bones. Yeah, I'll commit that. Alright, and the last thing that we want to do is... oh, we don't have any new gems, do we? Did we actually dig any out when we were... No, we haven't dug any gems out in a while, I don't think. You see here, right, like, for example, he's already making... so he's just made a figurine of dwarves. It popped up because it was like a legendary figurine made out of dwarves. Stray alpaca. Time for you to become a stray dead yak. And a dead alpaca. We can make some alpaca bone figurines. But yeah, if we have a look at the crafts over here, I think they're in here. I don't think they've put it in there yet. Oh god, I just realised something. I never put up any of the nest boxes that I made. I've just stuck the geese in the geese room and they haven't had any nest boxes. Wait, I do have nest boxes, so why can't I place them? I have nest boxes. Wait, oh my god. Is it because they're inside this, these over here? Yeah, oh my god, they put the nest boxes inside the boxes, so they can't use them. Oh my god. Okay, I'll fix that in a second. Finished goods here. Type, search, nests. Wait, how did the nest boxes end up inside here if they're not finished goods? They're furniture. They shouldn't be able to go inside there. What the hell? Okay, I have no idea how that's happened. I mean, what we'll do is... hold on a second. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to make a dump, and I'm just going to start dumping all the nest boxes into it. I think that's like the only way that I can get them out of those. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, like, so, I was talking about bone figurines, so, like, if we have a look on these figurines here, mudstone figurine of a dwarf. So this is a mudstone figurine that someone made earlier. It's worth 30 value. It's worth nothing. But then the ones that this guy's making out of bone, this one's worth 50, so it's also worth nothing. But maybe there's some that are worth something here. Okay, no, never mind. None of these are worth anything, because bone is completely pointless. This one's worth 120. Alright, well, I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it here anyway, because I've been streaming through about 3 hours now. So if we end the stream here, I think that's a good place as any to just call it for today. But thanks everybody for watching. You know, I appreciate it. We'll be back with more of this at some point.